We live? Yeah, go in the settings, click customize, and then where it says, actually, I'm gonna do it myself. Let me go ahead and give my intro. It's the one and only, it's the big homie, your favorite YouTuber's favorite YouTuber, Flex Luther, Stephen A. Pimp, Fax Kellerman. Wait, hold on. Do you know any of my names? You don't know none of my names? You don't know Pimp Bayless, Mr. Burton. I like that. Anyways, the idol of James Bond, Marquette Devon. And we're here today with a young lady from Atlanta. We're going to let her introduce herself. I tried not to talk to her at all before she came in, and we're going to get into a little debate here.
Hey, how you guys doing? My name is Lisa Lambo. I'm straight out of Atlanta. I'm your girls. I used to host. I am well known in Atlanta by a few, not by many. Here we go. We already started.
Yeah.
But how you guys doing? I'm happy to be here.
Did you say Lisa Lambo?
Yes.
Your last name is Lambo?
No, that's not my name.
Well, that's your dancer name?
No, I never dance.
You never dance? You know how to twerk though, huh?
No. This is how we start.
Hey, come on. You don't know how to twerk?
I mean,
that's crazy. That's crazy.
I know how to twerk when I need to.
Yeah, I hear you. Now, where'd you grow up?
I grew up here on the south side.
Okay.
Of Atlanta, near the airport.
So you really from Atlanta?
I can say that. I was born in New York, but I don't know that place.
You were born there, but you were raised here?
I was.
Okay, that's what's up. Oh, by the way, if you guys have any comments, questions for the young lady, feel free to send them in. You put the banner at the bottom? Fantastic. And you might be asking yourself, well, how did you end up with a person named Lisa Lambo who goes by a dancer name but claims she never danced? Well, apparently she hopped in the comments on IG and she's like, why do you always talk to girls who are not smart? You should have me on there. I'll be good. And so I was like, oh, okay. So shout out to Zudor. He was in the comments. He was like, look, you be a little bunny rabbit in the crosshairs and you get laid out noodle. No, that ain't come from me. I don't be replying to comments like that. I ain't got time like that, but he wasn't lying, no. So what make you think you so much smarter than them other girls that be on here?
All right, let's start here. I don't know those girls, so
right?
I can't say if I'm smarter than anyone. The comment, the post that I did comment on, I just didn't like how she did not have a response at all. I felt like it was many ways to answer that question.
What was the question?
The question was, it was something along the lines, if I cheat, what does that have to do with you?
What's that got to do with you?
Right.
Okay, let's rewind it real quick. Are you single right now?
I am.
You are single. Okay. So what make you think you know the basics of maintaining a relationship if you're not in a relationship?
I've maintained relationships.
But they ended.
Yes. What's wrong with that?
That's like a divorcee saying she could tell somebody how to stay married.
Okay.
Me? Her. Okay. Yeah, you gotta keep that thing close. Yeah, that's like a divorcee saying that she knows how to maintain a marriage.
Well, when people retire, they still know how to coach.
That's true, but you generally retire after a successful career. You hear me? You retire after you've spent your whole working life in a particular pursuit. You didn't get kicked out of it. You completed it. Whereas with a marriage, the completion is till death do us part.
I never was married.
Fair enough. But the purpose of dating and relationships, especially for women, is to get married. Am I wrong?
I agree.
Okay.
I'm not disagreeing.
Yeah, okay. So tell me this. If you're with a man, are you going to let him have, say he tells you, hey, Lisa Lambo, I want to have 2 wives. I want you to be one of my wives. I want to have another wife. And, we're going to rock like that.
I wouldn't be okay with that.
That's sad and sick. That's sick, sad, and evil. That's sick, sad, and evil.
Explain, please.
Well, what is your age?
33.
33. You would agree you should have been married and had kids. Would you have kids?
No, I do not.
Okay. Do you want any kids?
It's up in the air.
It's up in the air. No, the clouds are up in the air. I asked you a normal question. What do you mean it's up in the air?
I do want kids, but if it never happens, I wouldn't be upset.
See, now that's living in an unnatural way.
Okay.
There's just a couple things that are natural to human beings. You're going to eat, you're going to sleep, and you're going to pursue the opposite gender for intercourse, which leads to naturally procreation.
Okay.
That's absolutely natural. Right. When you get out of line with those things, and we see that the society is sick, they get out of line with eating. Usually you're supposed to eat until you're satisfied. but people overeat. You're supposed to have intercourse that leads to procreation because every time the male orgasms, but we're doing unnatural things, contraceptive, all these other things, or getting abortions like your demographic. The black female is the number one killer of black males. Forget the police. You heard me?
Females, I never had an abortion.
Why
I
you?
know a lot of people that I've never been pregnant.
Okay.
Didn't let nobody shoot up
I'm
my club.
gonna take your word for that. I'm gonna take your word, which means I don't believe that. But so I say that to say a woman talking about it's up in the air if I have kids, like you should have a maternal instinct, but you're behind on your biological clock. And so you're completely out. What do you mean, am I? If you get pregnant, this would be considered a geriatric pregnancy. Do you know what geriatric means?
I do.
What does geriatric mean? Right. So it will be a geriatric pregnancy. So you're behind schedule.
So what is on schedule? 25, 23? What age was I supposed to have?
The healthiest, from a physical standpoint, the healthiest time for a human female to have to become pregnant is age 16. In terms of having healthy kids, you'd probably want to get started before age 24. You come into your late 20s, then you start having increases in certain instances, things you don't want, like Down syndrome, autism, like things like that. Defects start to increase in the late 20s for the female.
Well, I guess I'm a little bit late, but
you ain't got to guess. That's what the science says. But the question is, like, why deny yourself from that kind of happiness? Like,
I'm not denying myself. It just happened. It didn't happen that way.
It didn't happen that way. And you don't think there's things in your head that are preventing that?
Basing it off of the last relationships I did have, the two most recent, they didn't want kids. They didn't want
the guys
anymore.
didn't want it.
They didn't want
it. And they already had kids.
Yes.
So that means that they tried to put together families and failed at it.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So you picked guys that already have a history of failure. Mm-hmm. So you walked into a situation with somebody that is probably not good at long-term relationships and family.
I walked into a situation saying, "Hi, my name is Lisa." I don't just predict things like that. You never know anyone's situation, and
you did know their situation. The situation was clear in the form of human beings that don't have a mother and father living together in the same household. That's their history.
Well, my latest one, he had a daughter, but I don't know what happened in that situation. She could have left him.
The only thing you know is that it didn't work.
I do know that. Right.
So why are we pretending as though you didn't knowingly walk into a situation that was disadvantageous?
What if he's the one that ended the situation?
You gotta keep that closer.
Okay, I'm sorry.
If he ended the situation, he's not good at mate selection.
Okay.
Which means that he picked a woman that is not a good long-term life partner. And so as a result, he had to exit the relationship, thereby reducing the chances of success of his offspring because the parents are not together with the man's guidance constantly for the woman and the child. So that means his decision-making is not sound.
Okay. And I should have known that when I met him, right?
Because he had a kid without a wife. Okay. Does that make sense?
It does make sense. I'm not arguing.
Okay. So why is it? So say if I told you right now, I'm here in Atlanta looking at property, right? Okay. So if I were you, or if you were my daughter or a woman that asked for my guidance, I would say, okay, well, if a man in his position who doesn't have any children, and he says, would you be one of two wives? That would be a great opportunity for you. In fact, that would be 1,000 times better than dealing with a guy who already has a kid that's not yours and thereby is forever connected to a woman you don't know, and probably a woman that at some level is either unruly or is bad at mate selection, which is to say not smart and has bad values. So why would that be a situation you'd go into, whereas a fresh slate is a situation you'd keep yourself away from, blocking your blessings?
I just don't like to share.
You also don't like to win. Did you know that? No, that's crazy. You also don't like to win. Do you know that?
So would be winning if I say yes to a situation like that? That would be winning for me?
That would give you the opportunity to actually win, because you'd be going into a situation where everything is in your favor. Oh, he's coming into Atlanta. And if I were you, you're me, I might do a little bit of investigation. Well, how much is this property going for? Oh, it's going for what? Okay, you got a couple coins to put together. He has a home I already have a home in Vegas, but he's gonna have another home here. Like, okay, he can provide. I've listened to his information. He has knowledge, wisdom, and can give guidance. He has no kids, also known as obligations. So maybe I might be able to get in there and make sure that I can build a stable family so that when I'm old, I have someone to take care of me, my children. Maybe that my DNA can continue on in this world.
I feel like I know I am going to meet someone. I am a good catch. I do feel that way. Okay, I am past 30. I know how y'all feel about women past 30. You feel like we're no good, devalued, all this type of stuff. But I haven't been having any issues.
You see,
due to the fact that I'm not.
What you mean?
But that's not an issue
mad.
for me.
I see. So it's like
I'm
if I
a very happy
like the
person.
male version of you, if I meet a 33-year-old dude who lives with his mom and plays video games all day and
That's
can't
the
get
male
laid.
version of myself.
That is. And so I meet
But
him.
I feel like I am a somewhat successful woman. I'm still getting there. I do have endeavors. And
You're
things, but-
successful.
Am I all right? Yeah. I feel like
What
we
does
all
that
are.
what does that mean to me though? As a man who's like, I put it this way, when you say when I meet you, right?
To bum bitches?
Say I meet you, right?
Yes.
Do you think that a man has ever looked at you like, damn, she looks successful as hell? Or do you think I've never actually heard a guy say that in my entire life. I've heard a guy look at a girl and be like, damn, she thicker than a Snicker. Like, I've heard that.
They've been saying it this whole time.
Yeah.
She got her own. I love her because she got her own. Man, they've been saying this.
Wait, hold on. Who says that? Why have I never heard that? And I'm a dude. That's strange.
They
What do you
say
hear
it
that in
all
rap songs?
in music.
In music.
Right,
Oh,
yeah.
in music. The gay rappers that you hear. Yeah, the gay rappers you hear. That's who says it?
I guess.
Yeah, because they're mostly gay.
Right?
Yeah. Especially you in Atlanta. That's probably a problem too, because these balls is gay too.
Well, welcome.
Yeah. No, I'm just passing through. You hear me? I'm passing through on business. You hear me? I'm passing through on business. That's all. I'm just passing through on business. But see, I think that's the problem, is that people can never admit where there's a shortcoming. They want to act like everything's all perfect when it's really not.
But I don't want to act like it's the end of the world either.
Right. But you're scared to get upgraded. And I find that when people are scared to like take that path that's going to lead them somewhere higher, it's because they don't really love the self and feel like they truly deserve great things. Because truth be told, you should be panicking right now.
Should I?
You should be panicking.
Should I?
You should. Yeah.
Why?
And it's not because you need to be under stress. It's because you need to have some ambition and urgency.
I do.
Did it take some ambition for you to become successful in your career?
Yes.
Do you need to apply that same level of ambition to getting a great man?
Yeah, to my love life. And I feel like I do.
Okay.
I persevere. Even though I run into a lot of weirdos and wackos, I persevere.
Did you point my direction? You said weirdo? You didn't point out there. You live in Atlanta, shorty, point out there.
You mentioned that we have a lot of weirdos here.
Y'all got a tremendous amount. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, now you're world famous. Yeah.
I wasn't calling you a weirdo.
Yeah.
But no, I persevere. I keep going, even though, all days don't, into something miraculous and so great. So great. But, I keep going. I try. It's not all the women's fault. It's not. I know. And all women aren't willing to settle either. I don't want to
No, y'all need to settle because y'all don't know what time it is. You guys are completely deluded. You look at, it's just like boxing. I notice this a lot with boxing. People be in the audience like, oh, why didn't he duck? Like, why ain't he hitting him? Why ain't he tired? And then you put some gloves on them. Oh, they gassed out early. They getting punched out. They want to quit. It's so much easier when you watching instead of when you're in the ring. People are deluded. They look and they don't see.
I feel that way about men talking about women's love life. You're deluded and you don't really know. Maybe you should be a woman and try to date y'all.
Well, men are the leaders, number one.
Never said I wasn't.
The leader knows the most. That's why they're the leader.
Okay.
Number two,
what does the most?
They know the most. And they're the leader because they know the most, because they have the best decision making, the best rationality, and good actions follow from sound thinking. We're the sound thinkers.
Yes.
Okay. Women don't need to make their own decisions because they're not good at making decisions. Women are terrible at mate selection. That's why you often end up as single mothers. Before, your father would approve your mate selected, or the father would select the mate for you. Then you had higher rates of marriage success.
Okay.
Now you have lower rates of marriage success. The idea that I'm 33 and I might have kids and I think I can still get in a good marriage, but I'm not going to adjust my criteria is outrageous.
I never said I wouldn't adjust my
Mhm.
criteria. I just said I wouldn't marry a man if he want 2 wives. I've been adjusting my criteria.
What's the problem with that? Because I think that's so telling. And I'm not trying to convince you, mind you. I'm just trying to explore your thinking because I think you're lost. I don't think you're ever going to be found. So I'm not trying to convince you ever.
What if I
It's too
get
late.
married next year?
It's
and
going to
have a
fail.
baby?
It's going to fail within 3 years.
Stop
And the
it.
baby going to be a bastard.
Mr. Bergen.
No, it's going to
Stop
fail in
it.
3 years. The baby going to be a
Stop it.
bastard. No, for real.
Stop it.
For real. Because no, and I really,
You speak
no.
so surely, like it's almost funny.
I've seen too much. You heard me? I've seen too
but
much.
You haven't seen enough.
I've seen too much.
I've taken.
I
my
haven't
time.
seen it all, but I've seen enough.
I've taken my time.
Yes.
I've got the work done for myself. I've gotten therapy.
That's
Best to believe.
That's
my
in
next
therapy.
situation is gonna be one of those situations that I'm gonna be proud that I waited for.
And you didn't get therapy from the right person.
How do you know?
Because you don't have it right now. You don't have it in you right now to be urgent. You don't have it in you right now to be flexible. You don't have it in it right now to recognize value. You don't have it in you right now to realize what's most important.
What would be valuable about that situation? Just to be married, just to say I'm married to someone?
To be provided for, not only financially, but emotionally, protection, leadership. That's what you think. That's what you think in this world where you're misguided. And that's what hurts my heart. Because here's the thing. You continue on the road you're on right now. You're 33, no kids. How many more years do you think you have of fertility?
Well, I have an aunt. She had a baby at 44.
So, for example, I know that following directions is a challenge for you because we told you 5 times to keep the mic up. Nervous or not, who we are will show up consistently. It's going to show up consistently. 4 years in podcasting, nobody ever seen me fat. 30 something years of life, nobody ever seen me overweight because it's who I am. And I'm not going to be overweight sometimes. So, and also you've seen a lot of podcasts. You've seen us tell the girls to hold the mics up. Mm-hmm. It's a fundamental. And I always tell people that if the simple things are hard, the hard things are impossible. All I'm asking you to do is just hold the mic up to your mouth. It's a direction. But here's the thing. So you said your aunt had a baby at 44. Cool. Michael Jackson went from white to black. It's true, but it's how many black people you know that went from black to white? Right. Your aunt had a baby at 44. That's miraculous. You know, shout out to her. Mashallah. That's a miracle. Do you know that is uncommon?
Is it though?
I'm asking you, do you know that I can pull up the data if you like, but I think we all know that having a baby at 44 is very atypical and also very unhealthy for the mother and the child. You realize that, right?
Well, I can't speak because I never had a baby and I never been.
Well, we're not talking about you. We're just talking about what the science says. Yeah. Just like, you know, like heat treatments are unhealthy for the hair, right? Correct?
Correct.
Right. You know that as a woman, the heating is unhealthy. You ain't got to be a scientist. It's just, we get it. Mm-hmm. Just like having a baby at 44 is less likely to be a healthy, strong offspring.
But it's not impossible.
Right. So you should ask yourself, it's not impossible to become rich from hitting the lottery, but should I invest in that as a solution to earning wealth? Probably not. And even though it's not impossible, is it probable? Will it work for you? Probably not. It don't work for most people. So your aunt's married, had her first baby at 44?
No, that wasn't her first.
Oh, that wasn't her first. Oh, it was her last. And she's married?
Yes.
Shout out to her. I'm happy to hear it. That's a beautiful thing.
Shout out to Aunt Nancy.
Do you have any sense of when she got married?
It was before I was born.
So about what age would you think that was for her range?
Troy is... I can't.
Okay. All right. Got you.
I want to look at old family photos.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So what saddens me about the situation you're describing?
Sad?
No, it does. Because I think you deserve good things, but I think you don't really want good things for yourself.
I want
And
great
I'll
things
tell
for
you how
myself.
crazy it is to me. Like, for example, say you're like, I ain't gonna share no man. I ain't gonna share no man.
I feel like that will put a lot of like the foundation that I built with that man in jeopardy. Like, oh, who knows? Like one day he may fall out of love with me. You know, like it's. I feel like
Love. That's amazing. It's
I
about
still
love.
believe in it. I'm sorry.
That's cute.
I still.
Are you in
believe
love right now?
I wish I was.
Okay, so love failed you then.
A lot of things failed me, but you
Right.
don't give up on it.
Okay, yeah.
I failed test in school, but I still went.
You should have hit me with them super chats earlier because she over here wilding. She said it's not working, but I'm sticking to it. It's like, shorty, come on. You're like, good. Who in their right mind says I'm trying this repeatedly and it's not working, but I'm gonna stay consistent? It's like, no. Like in business, if you try something, it's called pivot, which means try something new so that you can get success. Why? Because old behavior leads to the same old outcomes you've already had.
Okay.
But that's what trips me out, because you'll take a chick who's single.
Believe in love.
Love is unimportant, and at your age, you should really know that it's extremely unimportant. Really, it is.
So, what's important at my age?
What's important is stability, predictability. A man who is rational, a man who is disciplined, a man who has values, a man who has great health, a man who can ensure the most important things for you. And then, in the context of that relationship, you will find your greatest joys. Do you like to travel? You can travel now. Do you like to be stress-free? You might not have to work. Do you like being loved? He's going to give you love, and that child's going to give you pure love. Do you want to be provided for in your old age? Because the government won't take care of you and Social Security won't pay enough. And by the time you need Social Security, it won't even exist. I promise you that. Because the system is already upside down financially, and America's in more debt than it can repay. Historically, the children are the ones who take care of you, the parent, when you're in old age. Did you know that?
Yeah.
So what do you think about you going and being 80 years old? You want to be in that nursing home by yourself? Nobody comes to visit you? All your friends is dead. You 80 years old. The other people are either not there because they actually live with their kids, or they have some kids who will come and visit them, and you just sit there lonely with no one ever to come to visit you in your old age?
So basically, you're telling me I'm doomed. I should go hang myself.
No, but
right
do you
now,
understand what I'm? Do you understand what I'm saying?
What you're saying. I definitely
Does that hit your heart when you say "goddamn"?
Yeah, definitely resurrect. I know that, but I feel like guys, the outside looking in, y'all weigh more heavily on the situation, and it seems like y'all more frantic about it than the actual woman. I know I am going to get married, and
I know that. We
can make a bet tonight.
Now, here's the amazing. I bet if I caught you at age 21 and I asked you the same thing, you say, I know I'm going to be married. And I said, well, by when? You'd probably say, by 25, I'll be married. I have 2 kids by 27. That would have been your story, because it's a common story.
Okay.
And that's the problem with delusion.
That wasn't my story, though.
I see. You could say that now. But it doesn't add up. Because there's no way you ask her.
If I don't have kids,
there's no way a young woman was thinking that she'd be 33, single, no prospects, and no kids.
I have prospects.
Then why
we all have prospects. You're a good-looking person. You got prospects.
No, that's attention. See, that's the problem with women, is they don't understand getting some getting some attention, and then the difference between all that and getting a ring and a man who's going to stick by you. You see,
I feel like I do know the difference.
It's like in business when I have salespeople and they're telling me about their funnel and how many deals they're going to close. I say, oh, that's fantastic. How many checks you got in the bank? Oh, none? Okay, great. Focus on that. And when you get the check in the bank, then let's talk about the guap, because we got to have something we can add up. You can't add up zero. Prospects are zero. Potential sales are $0. We got to talk about what's in the bank, and what's in the bank is nothing. And you say men get more intense about, oh, you don't have this and you're not married. I can't speak for anybody else, but I can speak for me in that I am your leader. I am telling you the right way to go.
When are you going to get married and have kids?
How do you know I'm not married? How do you know I don't have kids?
Do you? Are you?
Have you ever seen a woman on screen that I said, I'm in a relationship with this woman?
No.
Never one time. Because I'm a private man and I live a private life. And because I'm the protector and the shield of my woman and my family, I would never put them on display. And for that reason, you would never see that. And I date conservative women. I stay with conservative women. They don't want to be seen on camera. They don't want their face known. They don't want their name known. And more importantly, there's an infinite number of internet weirdos who like to go out and attack people, and they have no decency. They'll attack women, children, it doesn't matter. And for that reason, as an honorable man, I don't put people on Front Street. You understand?
Okay.
Yeah. So, but I can tell you this, if you track my moves, you say, well, he talks about finances and he went from the poorhouse to where he is now. He talks about communication. He was born to people who did not complete high school, and he speaks the Queen's English. So you'll notice that the things that I talk about are things I know well, and I've something to show for it. You see?
Okay.
So hit me with that super chat, boss man.
We have Major Mind and Soul, sends us $10 supporting the work.
Shout out to Major Mind and Soul.
We have Tony Carter. If you were having a child and you found out the baby will have life-altering defects, is it safe to abort for the baby's life and yours?
Absolutely.
I'm pro-choice. Yes.
We have Darius Shambles. 1, the lights are too low. 2, prepare for work wet. 3, F the UK and Australia's airport landing and exit taxes.
In a real way.
4, shout out to the cliffs in Stone Mountain. 5, props to the melanated professionals.
Shout out to Darius supporting the work. Appreciate you. I think I got both my emails open as well. You could take a look in there. You might have to click primary because I was looking at like due diligence for property. So you might have to click primary to see the main inbox.
We have Saint Heat coming in with $15. Peace to the Saints from the Atlanta Assassin.
Oh, the Atlanta ATL Assassin here. Shout out to the real one. Jeremy, you might be able to come up and meet a real boss in Atlanta because there's a lot of knuckleheads out here. You dig? Go ahead.
We are all not sweet out here, but there are a lot of weirdos in the inner city.
Bruh, well, I just went to go get some jerk chicken and I saw like 5 black dudes and they was all weird. What's going on out here, man?
We have Starry Eye sends in 200 in RRS. I think it's Argentinian dollars.
Okay.
This setup is player main, cooler than a polar bear toenails.
I wish I could see it. I hope my thighs ain't all out. You heard me? It is. That's not the way to go in life, bro. I'm gonna look on my phone. That I need the camera focused on her chi-chis, not my thighs. What's going on here? Baby need a baba, baby need a baba. Anyways, this is crazy. Oh yeah. These boys got the crotch cam over here. Let me see if I can fix this real quick. That's what it looked like right there. Yeah. Yeah, you should have told me that earlier, man. Pause. I can't. I feel you, bro. But that's not the view I would want. You know what I'm saying? As a grown man, that would not be my preferred view. You all caught up there?
No, I have some LC Thomas sent in. Should I say the price or no?
If it's not a baller alert, just go ahead.
Baller alert.
Baller alert. Go ahead.
LC Thomas. Came with 50 cash and paying tuition. Continue to thrive. Commander. Peace to the Saints.
Peace to the Saints. Shout out to the real ones really supporting the work. Shout out to the bosses showing up. You dig?
Carter Dutton. Show support.
Shout out to Carter. Fantastic. So we all caught up then. Cool. All right. Now here's the thing. You know what I think we need to do? I think you just need to let me stroke you all the way out raw, skeeting you, and then you could just be my piece and we could go on from there and figure things out. What would you think?
Is that a real question?
It's a suggestion, really, and we can take care of it tonight. It's really a suggestion. I'm gonna let you think about that. Go ahead.
I missed one. It's a double baller alert.
A double baller alert. Yeah.
I missed it. Teddy Jones came in with support.
Oh, shout out to Teddy.
Peace to the Saints. Good evening. I sincerely appreciate your wisdom. I would love to see you chop it up again with the Lady Saints Dover. Those were good shows.
I think that might be an old one. Look at the time on that one.
That was August 16th.
Yeah, I went live earlier. What time is it? Does that say?
8:53. You're right.
Yeah, okay. I tell you, bro, you got to use that dope on your own time. For real. I be telling you, you can't be coming to work like that. And for real, for real. So what you think?
Don't ask me.
we just got to let it happen. We just got to let it happen. Just let it go. Let it happen.
Going on the conversation.
Just let it. Okay, I'm gonna just let it happen. Just let it happen. Smooth. How you know I ain't asked somebody that?
Oh, I haven't
you
seen
be
that
watching
part of,
every show?
Well, yes.
Okay. Look, I appreciate the support. I appreciate the support.
Even go on your YouTube, I watch your shorts.
Okay. That's
crazy.
I just be keeping it a bean out here. You know, I'm the only one. So it looks crazy when you're the only one doing something. It looks crazy. Just like, for example, when I be walking through Atlanta and I be heterosexual, it looks crazy because I'm the only one.
All right. I'm not going to allow this. I'm not going to allow this.
Nah, but you know, I really do believe that a woman should be dominated and led by a man, whether it's her father, and then when her father passes her on to a man that can be her husband, because your decision making is atrocious, and you guys are very hopeful. You're people who engage in fantasies like the world is Disneyland, and if we're the same age, 33. I'm not dating 33-year-olds. I'm dating 23-year-olds, right? And so the question is realistically, well, what are your options? Well, then your options are guys who are like 36 and older that are checking for you. But if they're a good guy that's 36 and older, maybe they already have a wife and or children. So it's like, how can you realistically expect to meet a high quality man that's at that age? Because if he was high quality, he would already had a woman.
I hear you and I understand you, but that has not been my results. That has not been my reality.
What has your reality been?
I meet dudes that I feel like that are attracted to me and want to get to know me for real. They range from 28 to, on up. But
you date guys who are younger than you?
It depends.
I mean, there's a yes or a no. I said you date.
It depends. Yes, I will.
Okay, right.
I'm only 33. I don't feel old. I feel like a mature 25.
Okay. All right. Wait, you said you feel like 25.
I'm mature 25. I wish I knew what I knew now back then.
There's so much going on here.
But as far as like my physical and how I feel when I work out, I eat well, I work out, like I take care of myself. So
you guys are so positive with regards to reflecting on yourselves. It's extraordinary. Women are so positive when reflecting on themselves.
Should I be negative on myself?
No, you should be accurate. You should be accurate.
I feel like that's pretty accurate. Me saying
there's
I eat
nothing
well
accurate
and I
about
like a mature
feeling like you 25 when you 33. That's not accurate.
It's a feeling. I said I feel like.
But if I shoot up that club, are those eggs going to be fertilized as easily at 33 as they would at 25? Absolutely not. That's nearly a decade. So the only reason I say that is because if you feel this good at 33, you feel 8 years younger, maybe you think you look 8 years younger, well, then maybe there's 23-year-olds out there that look 8 years younger, right? And they look like they 16, in their prime. The fact of the matter is, and there's a couple things, so I'm gonna just try to break it down real quick. Number one, dating younger guys is completely outrageous. That really shows that your mindset is not where you need it to be. Women want guys who are taller. Why? Height is a proxy for strength. It's a proxy for the ability to dominate. It's a proxy for that masculinity and that being bigger, the leader, standing out in front, the protector. It's something you use as a measure to indicate other things that are important to you. Similarly, age is one of those things as well. Age usually is associated with wisdom, experience, ability to establish wealth, leadership, ability to dominate. So when you're dating a guy younger, you're dating a guy with less experience, less ability to lead.
That's not necessarily true.
That's mostly the case.
Okay, mostly then.
Yes. So a female that dates down in age or down in general, that is an indication that you're seeking to be the leader. You're seeking to dominate intellectually. You're calibrated in the wrong way. It's clinical immaturity. It's something I often describe. Like you're a 33-year-old woman talking about being 25, clinical immaturity. The reason I say that therapists can't help is because number one, psychology is increasingly a pseudoscience in the West. They used to say being Transformers. They used to say that is a mental illness. Now you know what they say? It's all right. It's okay. It's okay that you don't know what you are, even though it's as clear as day when you take off your clothes. So that entire field is politicized and questionable. And what's worse is women are not leaders. So you go and see a therapist and your therapist is a woman. That's the blind leading the blind. Was your therapist a woman?
No.
That's a beautiful thing. Was your therapist a black man?
Well, I had a black man and a white woman.
And a white woman.
That one was short-lived.
That's amazing.
That one was short-lived.
Why is that?
I felt like she didn't really get me.
She didn't understand you.
She
And
was
the
a
black
white
guy
woman, a
was
white old woman.
Black guy, was he homosexual?
No.
Homosexual.
No.
You're
He
effeminate.
was married with kids.
Effeminate guy.
No, he was.
So I'm just
married
trying to
with
figure out
kids.
what kind of guy wants to go into a profession where you have to listen to endless complaining and talking.
You.
Me?
Yeah.
No, I haven't gone into that profession.
You sit on these podcasts, and sometimes it is endless talking from those girls.
That's an entertainment show. You hear me? That's an entertainment show. I don't have to.
Nuance.
I don't have to listen and sincerely and really go through your whole background and hear you complain about irrelevant things and then try to make you feel a little better but not too good that you're going to stop paying me because you think you're healed. Let you stay in that state of disrepair so that I can bill you hourly indefinitely. I think it's weird that so many people go to therapy, and then you even have males. I saw dude in Texas, the dude who bodied got Mo3 bodied. You know what I'm talking about? Lil Beezy. I saw him talking about, yeah, I go to therapy. Everybody needs to go to therapy. No, actually, everybody doesn't go to therapy. Whatever happened to real ones who are sane and can manage their own head without bouncing off the damn padded walls? Whatever happened to that? You see, you used to talk to your father, your grandfather, your pastor, elders. What?
My father is a little bit off the deep end sometimes.
Right. Exactly. That's my point, is that so many males have broken down. People don't have anywhere to go for guidance. So they go to paid guidance. You talk to your father for free, your grandfather for free, your pastor for free. And they're supposed to be able to give you wisdom and guidance. But the reason that you women are so thrown off, because you're not living like females. You're living like males. And that's why you got so many mental issues. You're going to work. You can't handle the stress. You haven't succumbed to your physical, your biological drivers. You've heard of that, what do they call it? That clock. What's it called? Biological clock, right? Biological. Yeah. So when you ain't here, you heard that alarm going off, but you kept sleeping through it. Y'all are sleepers. That's the problem. And you still ain't woke up.
It's not up to me all the time. If I could get
It's up
myself
to the Lord.
If I could get myself pregnant, I would.
It's
If
up
I
to
could
the
marry
Lord.
myself, I would.
Marry yourself. I bet y'all would like to do that. That's crazy.
If I could get myself pregnant,
Go
I
ahead.
would.
That was crazy.
But
And y'all be over here touching yourself 24/7, using all these thinking y'all
That's not
satisfied.
everyone.
That's
That
crazy.
is
You know
not
you be doing. They
everyone.
quit playing with me.
We have Frankie T coming in with $20. Peace to the Saints, tuition, big homie.
Shout out to Frankie T.
Thank you, Darius Chambers, for sending in support $2. We have Brown Seed Services saying baller alert.
Oh, we got a baller alert here.
Yes,
Okay.
He says, peace to the Saints from the Atlanta assassin Marquette in the city teaching.
In a real way.
They need it. This is big. Thank you for creating the assassin and the Atlanta section. We are thankful.
In a real way. Shout out to the Atlanta section. Shout out to my boy Ivan, the gentleman mastermind. Shout out to all the folks out this way. I gotta also pull up through the mall, you hear me? Because they ain't really heard no real game out here. I gotta kick a little bit of game just so these females out here can know what it really is. So I really need to open up a church because you need to be saved. You need to be saved.
I feel like I'm saved.
I know you. That's the problem.
I feel like I'm unsaved.
That's the problem. Because when you're around all blind people, it's not a disability. You know what I'm saying? When everybody's blind, it's not a disability. And
What makes me blind?
here's the challenge with
Because I'm
blind
not
people.
married with children yet.
That's a major indication. And the worst thing about being blind is if I try to describe color or if I try to describe the gift of sight, you can't even understand my words. You see, that's a sad part. But it's not even that bad. You have a sense of what I'm talking about, but you're scared to go after something real. The clock is ticking, you still walking slow. And I say this out of love. You're a good looking young lady. You could have great things, but you don't want to follow the program.
What's the program?
I'm
Mr.
telling you,
Burton?
I'm telling you the program, and you think love is a part of the program. Love grows. Women are love bugs. Y'all gonna love whatever. I tell you what. And I heard a guy say this a while back. I thought this was strange. Guy said, "Does a P love his hoes?" I said, "You tell me a woman go out and take risks for you and come and bring you back all the money and do that for months and years on end, and you ain't gonna love her? That would be inhuman, wouldn't it?"
It would.
It would. Love grows. You serve a man, he will love you. He protects and takes care of you and lays in bed with you at night. You will love him. I'm not saying deal with any fat, overweight, unattractive slacker, but you deal with an honorable man, you will grow to love him. But the real challenge is that you don't love yourself. And that's why you allow yourself to settle for less.
I don't love myself now.
Yeah. And I'm going to tell you this, love. Having no man,
Reaching.
having no man is not as good as having even half of a good man. Having no man is not as good as having half of a man.
That, having
No man is not as good as even having half a man. And I'll tell you why I said half a man. Because you said, I won't share a man. Well, dig this.
So be a side bitch.
Where did that come from? Ain't nobody mentioned that. Because a side B ain't even got half a man. She just got she gets some pipe every now and then. That's her job. She's a pipe fiend. She don't have a man. She gets pipe. That's a side piece.
Okay. So I'm sorry. Go ahead and explain.
Okay. So you said that you're somehow it's not appropriate to be one of two wives, which is out of line with our culture.
Said it wasn't appropriate.
For
I
you.
just said I wouldn't want.
Right. But that's crazy in as much as so right now you have zero man, you get zero level of protection, you get zero level of guidance, you get zero level of financial support. I mean, let me ask you this.
I provided for myself.
Let me ask you this. Would you rather have, if you were hungry, would you rather have half a pizza or no pizza? Pizza is still good. A man is still good. A man can offer great things. So you telling me that having no man is better than having half?
I never said that.
Okay. Well, help me understand.
All I said is I wouldn't want to be in that situation where my man had another wife.
Right, and that's because you're in a broken culture. Like you're in a city where they accept guys going into each other's backsides as normal. We're in a society that accepts that as normal. We're so far away from what we really are as human beings. It's not even funny. Do you know the term spinster? Do you know what a spinster is?
No.
Let me find that definition for you of spinster. I think in Chinese it's called chengdu. It's a term for a woman who's over a certain age and unmarried. It's a pejorative term. Pejorative meaning negative. Why is it negative? Because it's not good. A spinster is an unmarried woman who is older than the age range typically considered prime time for women to marry, and who is also thought to be unlikely to ever marry.
I'm not a spinster.
You are a spinster.
I'm not unlikely to ever marry.
You mean I'm not a spinster. You mean I don't want to be a spinster.
I'm not, because it's likely I'm going to get married.
Is it?
It is. My reality?
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Let me see. I wish I could slice this data up by age, but I'm gonna just type in do you consider yourself black?
Yes.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna type in black female marriage rates. Honestly, any black female who meets me should really thank her lucky stars. Oh my God. She should really thank the lucky stars. 28% of black women were married compared to 34% of black men. This is a significant racial gap, as 52% of white women were married and 55% of white men. Seems like, okay. So I wish I could slice this up by age, because I would like to know the average age that black women get married and also the success rate of black female marriages. They're both low. In case you were curious, they're low. So basically 1 out of 4 of you get married, right? But then you'd have to chop up the data by what is the age by which they get married. And I'm guessing you're above the maybe above the mean age. And even if you did get married, what are the percentage of those marriages that are successful? We're getting into very low percentages. Things are improbable.
Percentage different for you, for Black men?
Yeah, it is. Like, as you can see, more Black men get married in the first place. That's number one. But number two, if you look at data, in my case, I'm an outlier by all of the data metrics. Like, for example, if you look
outlier.
At someone that is on the extreme part of the data set, like me, it's a rarer occurrence, or it's an occurrence that is not well explained by the mean or by the average. So in my case, for example, I'm a Black male with a bachelor's. That's rare. I'm a Black male with a master's. That's even more rare. And then if you slice it up by the tier of the school, it's minuscule. I went to top 20 schools twice, 2 degrees. It's minuscule. Then you look at my income level, it's way small. So when you start looking at men that are a certain income and educational level, oh, their success rates are very high, not only at marriage, just across the board. You know, like they're good at stuff like earning money, getting jobs, getting accolades. They're like good at winning, right? Right, because they're smarter, right? So my data look good. My data look real good. Okay. You know what I'm saying?
And mine's don't. You already explained. Yeah, I understand, but I have to disagree. I do feel like this is a new day and age.
It's 2024. I didn't even know. I thought it was 2050 apparently, huh?
And times are different. Things are different.
Wow.
Things
are better or worse?
Worse.
Right.
Yeah.
And so you're trying to adjust to these bad circumstances?
I have to adapt.
Yeah, but you're becoming a part of the problem instead of the solution, though.
What will be the solution? The
solution is for you to do what is natural and right. Not because it benefits me, but because it benefits you.
I'm trying.
But you're not. And that's why I tell guys, when I have these conversations with women like you, I'm having it for them, not even for you and not even for me. I'm having it for them because there's a woman watching right now who's 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. She has a chance. There's a young man watching right now who's 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 28, 29, 30. They have a chance to select the right woman. In our history, it explains so
your
much.
Audience, because you do have an audience over that age group.
Yeah.
You basically telling your audience, your fans, they don't have a chance.
Which fans? Who are you referring to?
You know who I'm referring to, women.
So one, my audience is overwhelmingly male. It's about 90% male. So the 10% of women, if they would follow what I teach, actually follow it out and live it on a daily basis, they will be highly desired.
Okay. So what advice would you give a woman that is over 30? Like, forget it. Go hang yourself. Go walk in traffic.
Are you saying, like, for example, a woman who might be 33, African-American and living in Atlanta?
Maybe.
Yeah. Okay. So
should I move?
Well, there's no doubt that if you date Black males, and all the data indicates that Black females are most likely to date Black males, they have the lowest ability to have racial variety and choice in their dating.
So I need to date outside my race.
No, I'm saying it's hardest for Black females to date outside their race as opposed to any other racial category of male or female.
Okay.
They're the lowest rated in terms of online dating.
Mm-hmm.
So it's harder for you all to date out of your race. So in all likelihood, if you're going to be successful, it's most likely you'll be successful with Black males.
Okay.
Now, here's the bad news. Black males are underperformers educationally, financially, criminally.
So with that being said, why are you so hard on women that aren't married by the age of 30 when you already know that Black men are underperformers? We're trying. We fighting for our lives out here.
No, you're not trying.
We fighting for our lives out here. But you just said,
and you're not fighting for your life.
80% of Black men, 90% of Black men are underperformers. We see that too.
I didn't say what percentage of Black males.
A lot of them.
Say that.
A lot of them.
I agree. And some of them is fruitcakes too. So that's another factor.
So
that's exactly why I am willing, as a high performing man, knowing that for 10 of us, one might be a Skittle guzzler, one might be in the army, 2 might be in jail, the fifth or sixth one is broke. I realize that there's more good women than there are good men, and for that reason, I'm able to pick up the slack and say, I will bring you into my home and watch over you and provide you all of the things that you deserve. And you are telling me back, Marquette, I'm unworthy. And I'm saying, you know what? I'm not going to argue with you. I'm not going to argue with you, because half of a great man is better than no man. Half of a great man is better than 100% of a broke man, 100% of a man that's half undercover on the down low. That's what you call these boys out here, right? 100% of a great man is better than you using your power tools. 100% or 50% of a great man is better than all the options you're using right now. But you still would rather wallow in that sty that you call a life, and you want to call it 2024. Just because it's 2024 don't mean make bad decisions. You ain't have a grandma? You ain't have a black grandma?
I did.
Because my grandma would say things, she was Southern, and I'm assuming maybe your grandmother is too. She would say things that she'd say, boy, you don't think fat meat is greasy, which is like an old black slave way of saying, you acting like the sky's not blue. You acting like the sun is not hot. You know damn well it doesn't make any sense. You're not going to be happy alone. And certainly when you get old and your friends are passing away and you need someone to care for you, you're acting like you don't want that for yourself.
I'm not acting like that. I'm not acting like I don't
Your
want that.
state today shows it, and your mindset today shows it. And what I always tell women,
It shows that I'm trying to protect myself.
from what?
Wasting my time.
Well, you ain't got much left. I mean, damn, we should have figured that out earlier. We should have figured that out earlier.
Wow.
Yeah. But it's not to ever put anybody down. And I know women are sensitive, so I do respect it. And
I
you
think
know,
it's funny. I think you're hilarious. I'm not sensitive about anything.
I think I'm hilarious too. That makes two of us. But no, the sad thing, I'm come right to you. I appreciate you. The sad thing is that you're saying you protecting yourself, and it saddens me because there's a lot of different factors that got you to that defensive posture.
Yes.
There's a lot of
I
different
agree.
factors. And the sad thing is now you're in a position to protect yourself or defend yourself from the wrong things, from the things you actually need. And more importantly, even though you think that you're on the defensive, if I sent two dudes at you, which I wouldn't, but if I sent two dudes at you who are not worth anything, you'd be inclined to accept them and deal with them, because you don't know how to perceive the wrong thing. You don't know how to perceive the right thing. What would make
I
you
do know how to
convinced-
perceive the wrong thing. That's why I'm still single at 33. I know.
Do you know how to perceive the right thing?
No, I just know how to perceive the wrong thing.
Okay. So
I never had the right thing.
Okay, so how could you ever, well, then why wouldn't you say, hey, Marquette, you seem like a smart, experienced, knowledgeable guy. You just gave me a recommendation. I'm going to follow it and see what happens.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm here for.
So
I did not come here to debate with you. I don't need you to bully me. I'm
bullying people.
Hell
I done
yeah.
saved so many people's lives out here.
And you also made a fool out of a lot of people as well.
I saved so many people's lives. I can't believe
you
people call me a
also
bully.
Embarrassed a lot of people
I've
as
saved
well.
a lot of lives out here.
Oh,
and I've never, ever, ever invited anybody on the show that didn't first ask. And the whole planet Earth can testify to that. I've never went out on the streets like, hey, be on my show. It was always somebody hopped in the comments like you, or sent a DM. Hey, I want to come on the show. Fantastic. Come through. And I've never bullied, which is to say I've never went out of my way to degrade anyone who was a good person or who is innocent or who was polite. For example, there's recently a young lady on the dating show you commented on. She was noticeably obese and even had an OF that she didn't mention. And we said, what kind of guy do you like? And she says, oh, I want an athletic guy. I could have very easily shredded her to pieces.
Could have.
I didn't say a word about it. Why? She conducted herself in a proper way. She presented herself in a very respectful manner.
Had she didn't,
I would have obliterated her.
That's not nice.
No, and I'm not nice. I'm kind. I'm not nice. Nice is surface. I'm kind. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not the kind of person who's going to be like, oh, it's okay that you're single and 33. That's nice. But kind is when I introduce you to a guy that's 35, stable, will never lay a hand on you, will love you and provide for you the rest of your life. And I make that introduction. That's life-changing. That's kind. Nice is surface, is some BS. Go ahead.
Austin Rodriguez comes in with $15.
Shout out to Austin. Shout out to my young boss.
New setup. I'm digging. I feel like Mr. Marcus about to pull called up as the Tens and the New York Yankee fitted.
Ah,
To the Saints.
peace to the Saints.
Murad Naeem, coming with support, says your style of debating is refreshing. I particularly appreciate your control of the conversational flow. Lots of gaming in terms of staying on point during confrontation. Peace to the Saints.
Peace to the Saints. And if you want to learn how to manage conversation, manage communication, and we do have 2 specific lectures on debate tactics, you can get the Master Communicator course at marquettedevon.com. One of the mods dropped that link for him.
Also, let's list those like stuff. Please, like stuff.
In a real way. Now, with these boobies out like this, right? What you trying to attract?
A man that likes boobies.
Well, most of them do, though. Most of them do.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This is inappropriate. You have to go in.
No,
on me?
no, it just depends on what you're trying to achieve.
I'm trying to achieve when I look in the mirror, like, damn, I look good.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
That's what's up.
That's
what's
go
up.
ahead.
No, I don't. I was just curious. You look nice. It's a nice outfit.
It's a jumpsuit. I try to cover up.
This dang. This her covered up. Dang. Should be walking around naked.
At home.
Girl,
At
you
home.
naked. That's amazing. That's a beautiful thing.
I work in an office. I'm in office attire most of the time.
So, do you consider yourself an unruly woman?
No.
Do you think I consider you an unruly woman?
Yes.
Then you're an unruly woman.
Okay.
Do you think it's possible for an unruly woman to become an obedient, wifely woman? I don't even know if that's a word, wifely, but do you think that's possible?
Yes, I do. If she's taught and guided the right way.
Taught as a girl or taught as a woman?
Just taught.
So you think that at 33 you can still learn it?
Yes.
Okay.
Still breathing. Still living and learning. You learn every day. You don't stop learning.
I think that's what we like to say, but I don't know if that's quite true. In fact, in my observation of humankind, I find that it's shocking when people actually change because most of us just stay the same. In fact, funny fact, most people after the age of 30 will never sprint again. They will never try to run their fastest again in life. People don't change. They actually slip into patterns.
Okay.
Yeah.
With that being said, why do you sell your courses and things, your debate courses and things, if you feel like people don't learn and evolve?
Because
why waste your breath?
That's a great question. I'm speaking to the leadership class, which is about 5% of humankind. So though I might have, say, 130,000 subscribers, there's a small percentage who will love themselves enough to invest in themselves. Small percentage.
Okay.
And that's why I do it. Mm-hmm.
Still learning though.
But it's a small percentage is what I'm saying.
Okay.
So most people.
Not impossible.
No, it's not impossible. It's not impossible, but people have to get to a level of seriousness to where it's possible. And most people aren't ever going to get to that level of seriousness.
Okay. I agree with that. I definitely do. Yeah.
So why is it you think you can listen to me like, oh, he makes sense, but on that thing of being, stable enough mentally and emotionally to be in a relationship where there's another woman who's also deserving, why is that part so difficult for you?
It may be my own insecurities.
About what?
Another woman being there, me not being enough for my man.
You've lost men before.
I've lost you before?
No, I said you've lost men before.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
You've been cheated on before.
No.
Yes, you have. Yes, you have.
Well, I still don't know about it.
Yeah,
so
that's
good
shout out to them brothers. And I always
cheating
tell
never
y'all,
really been
yeah.
my problem in relationships.
I always tell guys, if you're gonna cheat, be good or be good at it. So I appreciate them being good quality cheaters. That's a beautiful thing. So what has ended your relationships?
Well, my last one, we just couldn't stop arguing. It was little shit.
That makes sense.
Right. After that, it becomes tiring. Like, yo, we cannot get it together. We cannot have one full day where we just cool. So yeah.
So if cheating, meaning that's what cheating is, other women, right?
Right.
If that's not been a problem in your past, why would you be so scared of being one of two wives? What's the issue with the other woman if you've never had an issue with other women?
Is the issue is there's never been another woman. That's the issue. So when one turns up, I'm gonna be like, hey, I'm territorial about, you know.
Is that the female nature to be territorial, also known as dominant?
Is territorial dominant?
Yes.
Yeah, I think
Yes,
so.
yes,
Yeah.
it
And
is.
then when I said it, I heard it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just think once a woman is in that atmosphere where she's comfortable with someone or something or a certain lifestyle or a certain routine, she doesn't want it jeopardized at all.
You know, it's fascinating you say that because you're in a routine and a lifestyle of being a single, independent, strong woman. So why would you
I never
jeopardize?
said I was strong.
Well, that's what you're pretending to be. Because
Am I?
if that wasn't the case, you go get you a man because the man is the strength.
Where I'm gonna go get him from? Just go outside and be like, hoo. Like, how did when y'all say stuff like that? I
Crazy.
just wonder, like,
That's
how
crazy.
do you, like, what
That's crazy.
you saying? It is like it's just walking to the store and going to get a Gatorade.
It's extraordinarily easy to get a man. It's extraordinarily easy. The hard part is not getting a man. The hard part is keeping a man. That's where most women fail. They fail to keep the man because they don't know how to serve. They don't know how to shut up. They don't know how to listen. If they could get those three things together, serve, shut up, listen. I don't mean shut up all the time. I mean, sometimes your feedback is not needed. Sometimes you've been given a directive, not a question. Sometimes we've heard enough. That was a long story. Where was the punchline? So learn how to be silent sometimes because a man is not a woman, which is to say, talk to your girlfriends, talk to your mother with them long stories, with them complaints. Sometimes a man needs silence and peace. That's the part about shut up. Serve, cook, clean. And it's easier than ever to cook and clean. You don't have to wash the dishes, put them in the dishwasher. You don't have to wash the clothes on a washboard like my grandmother, put them in the washing machine. It's easier than ever. Clean. A woman should be the cleanest person on earth. After all, your body, expels blood and you have to sit in it. You guys should really be good at cleaning. It's a biological necessity. So if you could do those basics, there's not a man that would refuse you. But the problem is you get messed up on those basics, even the arguing part. You can only argue with two people. Like me, I don't argue.
I don't argue.
Especially I don't argue with a woman. That's outrageous. And I don't argue with a man. We can go outside. So I don't argue. But a woman would try to argue. Many of you like drama. So you either need a petty man or a dramatic woman or both to even have an argument. So one of you in that past relationship was either a dramatic woman or a petty man.
We were both those things.
And it's too old to be that.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
We have Brian Michael comes in with $20.
Shout out to Brian.
She hates that she loved the ism. Touch barrier already broken several times. Respect to the big homie.
Well, the big homie's the one and only. None before, none to come. I can't hate her. That's one of the few good decisions she done made. I just wish she'd just keep it a bean with your boy and be like, look, daddy, strip my clothes off, wear me down, and take me with you. That's why. Doesn't that sound about right? Quit playing games.
We have Louis Brito comes in with $20. What is the trial required to become a saint? I am committed to becoming a man I can be proud of, and a woman would blindly follow.
Really?
You don't want her to necessarily be blind. I mean, she needs to see you to know that she's following a boss. And every female is going to constantly test you because that's their nature, unfortunately. So you have to keep reproving it. It's weird because it's like they don't believe it, even though they know it's real. It's strange. But at the end of the day, you want to mess with this ism. You can get your membership at The Assassin, THESASN. Then you'll go through new member orientation. We'll tell you a little bit about the values we stand for organizationally. We'll get to know you, make sure that you're reasonably qualified. We'll put you into a section. You heard the Atlanta section speaking up. And so we'll get you linked up with the guys nearest you. You'll go out for workouts and you'll really start to live this lifestyle, embrace our traditions and our culture. And then one day you might be qualified to get confirmed, which makes you a fiat issue within this thing of ours.
And we also have Austin Rodriguez coming to Finland. He says the likes are not looking righteous.
It's crazy.
The likes.
It's weird how people Some people hate you, but you're so good at what you do, they still got to watch. It's very strange. I don't understand it personally. I think that shot looks much better, right?
Yeah.
You made me some pretty brown babies, but you over here playing games. I want some black babies too. Cause I'm gonna have hella babies. Yeah, I'm like, those are my white babies, those are my Chinese babies, those are my black babies, those are my Albanian babies, those are my Ukrainian babies, those are my refugee babies. You know what I'm saying? I need some black ones too.
Okay.
You got me? Yeah, it's crazy out here. But nah, the thing that I find perplexing is that we get so complex in modern society with all this stuff that we don't need. And it's like the basic things that I mentioned, like food, shelter, making love, which means making children, relationships. Like we get lost on those things. Mm-hmm. And how is it that technically life should be easier than ever, but everybody got a therapist? Like, what's so hard and complex about this world that everybody got a therapist?
It's no handbook for this shit. That's what it is. Everyone's pace is different with life and learning things. Like it's life be life, and you ain't never heard that. Oh, your life is just too good that you don't even see that. You don't feel it.
I think what happened in my case is that I was born into such harsh, challenging circumstances that since getting out of that, everything is easy. I open the refrigerator, like, oh, there's food in there. That's awesome. That's new. I go to my car and get in and, it's full gas tank, massage seats. What can I be angry about? Like today, we're supposed to be in Oklahoma City looking at a castle that I wanted to buy. They called me in the morning. Hey, cancel your flight. It's under contract. That was disappointing. Then I just buy tickets and come out here and look at a different property. I didn't even get mad. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Why?
Set that life up for yourself, right?
Right. But it was easy to do.
Was it?
Because I ain't
not that easy for everyone.
I wasn't in Somalia. I wasn't in Yemen where there's constant war. Yeah. I wasn't in Palestine where my parents might have been killed in an explosion.
So if you're an American, you shouldn't have a struggle.
The struggle's in your mind. Most of our troubles of our own making. We got the strangest troubles on earth. Obesity, overeating. Okay, we'll go to Addis Ababa and see people who cannot eat enough. There's insufficient amounts of food. We have strange troubles. Gambling. Oh, you got money, but you want to gamble it away. Mm-hmm. That's amazing. Go to Albania, where kids are walking around barefoot because there's not enough money for them. We got strange troubles. Drug use because you don't feel good. We have every entertainment you want. You like women? Yeah, you could go buy one. There's some walking the blade right now. You want a massage? You can go to a cheap Asian parlor. You want to watch a movie? You can go to an IMAX theater. We have every bit of entertainment to make you feel good, but you still don't feel good. So you banging needles to relieve the pain. We have the strangest problems here.
I agree.
Like, word? Like, what are we talking about here?
Definitely.
It's so simple, but people want to make it complex and like hella deep. It's not deep. Just follow the program. The program's simple.
Program is simple.
It's straightforward, but people be crooked. That's the problem. People are crooked. The program's straightforward. You can't be happy in America. You can't get wealthy in America. You ain't gonna never be happy anywhere, and you'll never get wealthy. And shallow at the same time, though. That's the part. It was deep, but it was also shallow because I said the most basic stuff.
Right. I agree.
That's why I tell people, I was like, there's 3 levels to existence. There's the saints, meaning people who could actually follow the program, right?
Right.
Then there's the believers like you, people who believe it, but you won't do it. And then there's the wicked. People are completely lost. They think up is down, left is right.
I think I graduated because I was lost when we first started. Right. I'm okay with that. I am all right with that.
Progress is
I'm a believer now.
You paid attention too. Yes. That's beautiful. Yeah. That's beautiful. But yeah, no, like I just don't understand why people wouldn't step up to where they can be provided for. And the funny thing is, you so often hear women saying, you know, I deserve this or I want this, or they usually, I want to be in my feminine energy. Like, yo, like you're a woman. Shouldn't that be the only energy you have? Like, what the hell is all this masculine energy? Like, that's concerning. Like, I don't need that in my life.
Right. I just feel like you just a little bit hard on women for not having the turnout that we all felt like we should have. That's all I'm saying. It's not always up to us.
It's not.
I know you saying, yeah, women could do this. All y'all gotta do is
It's
do it.
easy.
No, it's not.
It's so easy.
Everyone isn't reasonable and level-headed and someone you would want to reproduce with. I don't want
Right.
to reproduce with no just anybody ass nigga. I
Right.
want a man that my son could look up to, like, yeah, that's my dad right there. Like, so everyone isn't that.
So Americans, many Americans, and certainly the majority of Black Americans, the parents are just so useless. I used to have an office in South Korea. They're a homogenous country. There's really no foreigners living there, not even Chinese, which are other Asians, right? So a Black guy living there is an oddity. Every now and then a Korean mom would be like, I'll introduce you to my daughter. Why? Why do you think that is?
Because I feel like it's more of a mystery. Why is this only Black man here? Over here where we are, it's a mystery. They want to know more. They're intrigued by something. They don't know. They don't know you.
So in Korean, there's a number of ways to refer to somebody. So say like in English, you might call someone Mr. Burden, which might be a sign of respect. And then in Korean, there's like another linguistic flourish you can use above that, just like gives honor. Just like in the courtroom, you call a judge Your Honor. You might call a monarch Your Majesty. So there's like these pieces of language. So in Korea, one, I was there doing business and I was brought there by the government. So generally, if I'm like moving around Korea, I'll have like an interpreter and someone from the government.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a high trust society where like no one pretends to be things that they're not, right? The reason a Korean mom or aunt would say, hey, I want to introduce you to my niece, or I want to introduce you to my mother, is because who you are matters. And they want to bring people into their family who are somebody. And they want the daughter to marry someone who's somebody, financially stable, accomplished in his career. That's what matters.
Mm-hmm.
Even at some level, the fact that I'm Black and not Korean and not fluent in Korean didn't matter so much to some of them. And they make that introduction because family is everything. And when you're a young Korean woman, the mom, she wants you to get married because she has a husband she loves and been with forever. The aunt wants you to get married, and they're looking out for you. You see what I'm saying? They're looking out for you, right? Because the women are too dumb and the fathers are absent and also dumb. Even Mexican women, they'll do the same thing. Introduce you to so-and-so. Mm-hmm. Africans, let me introduce you to so-and-so.
Yeah.
And they're not picking the guy based on the swag or the drip or his rap mixtape.
Wow.
Right?
I can't argue with you.
Right.
It's all happened to me. Yeah.
So,
man, I understand.
Right.
But
so go ahead.
All I just want you to just try to understand is just give people a little bit of leeway. That's all.
For what though? Y'all already had so much leeway. You had like 10 years. You're 10 years behind. Like in my book of what I would have for you and women, you're 10 years behind that plan. So I'm trying to put some urgency on you so you can get over the fence.
I'm urgent, baby. I'm urgent. I'm trying to be.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Why don't I believe you? Why do you think that is? Me? Why do you think I don't believe you're urgent?
Because you believe what you want to believe. You're a very strong-headed person. You're going to believe what the fuck you told yourself to believe today.
You're about to ask me what sign I am next.
I wasn't.
Okay.
I didn't care.
But
I can guess.
Oh, you can guess. Ooh.
You're a Leo.
Nah, I'm nothing, but that's crazy.
When is your birthday?
It's in my book, The Black Box. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, that's crazy. You caught up there?
We have.
Go ahead.
Parth. Peace to the saints. You are a boss and a great mentor and a role model. Thank you for your work.
Shout out to Parth and shout out to all the people who are part of a strong culture, which is what I'm trying to establish here. And the only reason I start with that example that I started with you, because
The two wives example.
right, is because every woman should rush toward a great man.
Okay.
And especially Black females in America, Black Americans really need to rush toward a great man, because you know what the date is and you know what the likelihood is that a guy you meet is fill in the blank. So when you meet that rare bird, you need to rush toward him so that you can flock with that eagle instead of dealing with all these pigeons.
Okay.
And what is a simple indicator to me is the fact that I can meet a Black woman and then she'll have any level of hesitance. Because as far as men go, I'm up there. As far as Black men go, like, bitch, I'm Barack Obama in this motherfucker. You heard me? Like, I'm pretty much Barack Obama in this bitch. Y'all motherfuckers better show me my respect.
Okay.
So the fact that when I show up, they're not already like, where's my knee pads? Where's my knee pads? He's here. Like, that's crazy. That's crazy. It's like, why are the knee pads not coming out? Like, for real? No, I'm concerned. Like, I almost need you to explain.
Oh,
Like,
I
why
thought
did-
you said you
yeah.
almost need me.
No, I need you to explain. I need some other things I wasn't gonna mention on camera, but why?
So why aren't women rushing to what? Give you fellatio because you're a high value man?
I never said high value man. I'm like the top of the food chain. Like, there's high value man, like, and then there's the top of the food chain.
There's high value man, and then there's Mr. Burton.
Then there's the top of the food chain.
Wow,
Yeah.
you are cocky.
I'm just living based on the facts, though. You
Okay.
feel me?
Everybody like a little cockiness.
Yeah, I'm
I
just
can dig it.
I'm just living based on the facts.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I tell you what, if you could find 4 guys in Metro Atlanta, and when you pick whatever neighborhood you like, you find 4 guys. You couldn't find 4 men that could sit on this couch with me and outthink me. You couldn't find 4 in the whole Atlanta. You couldn't.
Okay.
That's why I'm the top of the food chain. You go find 4 athletes, they might be taller, but by the time I'm done, they look small. They're gonna look real small.
Okay.
So I'm the top, I'm the big homie. So I'm
Big
saying,
homie
like,
right
why
here.
y'all playing games out here? Like, why you acting like I be one of these little rascals out here?
I never acted like
Then
that.
where's your knee pads at?
Wow.
Like, yo, listen, I need y'all to tell them straight like this. You heard me? When they come
No.
up and they show me,
I don't own any knee
where's
pads.
your knee pads
No.
at? Treat me right.
No. Laugh it off, ladies. Just laugh it off. You'll be okay. Just laugh it off. It'll be over soon.
Nah, do you feel? Not if it's round 2. Round two be going. Now round 1, you might get me out of there though. I ain't lying to you. You might get me out of there.
You are silly.
Nah, that's crazy.
You're funny.
Anyways, can you tell me what this therapy thing was? You know, I meant to actually ask you a question. So let me put this down real quick. I usually ask everyone before we start. Is there anything you don't want to talk about? Yeah, can you just hit the mute real quick? Okay, confirm that you guys can you can still hear us. Yeah, so what for you started the therapy?
Nothing in particular. I didn't have any like major childhood trauma or anything. I didn't get touched or beat on or whatever. But I knew I was a good person and just wanted to be a better person. I wanted to understand myself and be more well-rounded. Just understand things that I didn't get an understanding from in the past. And I know what you say about therapists, but
What I say about therapists?
you think they're useless. Now you do, since they think this transgender movement, whatever they think about it, whatever you said earlier.
Yeah.
that came to the point like you don't really support them anymore as far as doctors being called doctors.
Okay.
But I understand why they're called doctors. My therapist asked me the necessary questions for me to look at things in a whole different point of view, for me to be okay with the, you know, what the outcome was. And I was like, had I never spoken to this
Mhm.
person, that weight wouldn't have been lifted off my shoulders. So,
I think that's one of the problems with these therapists is that they always lifting weights off of people's shoulders. They make you feel good. You're never
no, just
wrong,
helping you
and
understand something from a different point of view. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less.
Do you ever better understand how you were wrong?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't have a yes man as a therapist. No, tell me, be real with me.
Mm-hmm. Now, has he ever told you what the purpose of your life is as a woman?
I don't think he can tell me that.
He can, though.
We never talked about that.
Do you know how many women have been on the planet Earth? A lot of them. You know how many men have been on the planet Earth? And no matter how important we think we are very much so the same. And as much as our purpose on Earth is largely the same, it's not like, you know, my purpose is to be Spider-Man. Like, nah, Brody, it's not that deep and you're not special. If you're a woman, your purpose and you will find your greatest happiness in your family life.
Yeah.
In your family life. Spending time with your parents, if you have good parents, your siblings, your husband, if you have children, with your children, your holidays, family trips. That is where you would draw in your greatest security, happiness, and peace.
Okay.
As a woman.
Okay.
And as a man, it will come from your goals and your family. Primarily your goals.
Wow, because that's what made you the man, a man?
No,
your goals,
because that's how,
and not your family.
That's how men are wired. For example, when, say, if we were to get you pregnant, then your body would release oxytocin, which is a bonding chemical, and bonds you to that child at a different level than I am bonded, which is why you might hear that sometimes men run off on the kid. How often do women run off on the kid? Almost never, right? There's a deeper level of connection there. How often do women work overtime to provide for the no, they're with the family. The man does the working to provide for the family. He goes outside of the house. Men are goal-oriented, turned toward the outside. Women are turned toward the inside, toward themselves and toward their families. It's the difference in wiring.
Okay.
Women are nurturers. Men are earners. So those are the different things that will make us feel something. So for a man, your purpose and goal, your purpose is to achieve your greater goals. For a woman, your purpose is family.
Yeah.
And when we bring it together, we both achieve what we want faster.
Okay.
Now, you've been going to a therapist, but he hasn't even told you your purpose. How's that even seem sensible? You don't know your purpose on earth. That doesn't seem like a basic, like somebody trying to like break down things and help you understand yourself and understand how to operate in the world. And he ain't told you what your purpose is.
He let me lead the conversation.
He let you lead. Exactly. You're not the leader. And you came to him for guidance. Come on now. Come on now. Does that make sense though? You lead the conversation, but you came to him for guidance. You paying him hourly? He ain't even tell you the purpose of your life. How can you go somewhere without an aim? I know you got to be like in the back of your head. You're like, that makes sense. This nigga owe me a refund. Hit me.
We have Walton Morgan came into Venmo.
Hmm.
When Barack appears, sisters will still show up with a impress me mindset.
That's crazy. That's wild.
Clearly presented.
Yeah. Peace to the saints. That's why. Shout out to Walton. He said when Obama show up, and mind you, I don't even like Obama, but you get my point. When Obama shows up, they still have you need to impress me mindset, which is wild. It absolutely is. And the funny thing with the sisters, like, I need a good man. They don't know what a good man is. I need a man who could pay my bills. Well, that means he's been responsible. He's a good financial steward. He's a good decision maker. So he probably likes to make decisions and lead, but they can't follow directions. So they have all this need. I need this. I want a real man, but everything about them fake. So it's like they've put themselves in a box of delusion where they'll never be able to get what they say they want.
Baller alert! Saint the Black Sheep sends him $50. Says, this is my first time paying tuition.
Wow.
It was greatly owed.
Mm.
There are a lot of games in this interview, as far as mannerisms, engagement, and keeping the conversation flowing.
I appreciate that. Shout out to the baller. And he came in, his first one was a baller alert. That's a nice way to start off. What's the gentleman's name?
Saint the Black Sheep.
Saint the Black Sheep. Oh, okay, I actually see it right here on screen. That's what's up. Shout out to him. And you look good in that black. That looks good. Black is for those of you in show business, black is always a good color to wear. White bleeds out, especially if you are also white. White on white ain't good. So black is a great color to wear. That looks really good. The black hair and the lipstick. I usually don't like to see black women with makeup or lipstick, but you did it all right. You did that all right.
I was nervous too.
Yeah, that's good. Nervousness is good. I don't. You didn't go too crazy. Yeah, you didn't go too crazy because Lord knows sometimes they be looking like, my Lord, my Lord, my Lord. So you mentioned me being cocky, which I can fully accept. Most of the time I'm joking, though. Truth be told, most of the time I'm just joking. Yeah, I am that nigga, but most of the time I'm joking. And I think that one of the challenges a lot of broken women have is that they have ego, and men certainly have ego, but men need their ego.
Okay.
You see, a man needs his ego because we go out in this world and the world the world can be hard. Women go out in this world and it's a totally different experience. Like, for example, say both of you and I were broke and hungry, right? And it wasn't raining like it is right now. And we both walked 10 blocks.
Okay.
And you ask every man you see if he would buy you lunch or take you out to lunch. And I ask every woman I see to take me out to lunch. You might not have to walk that whole 10 blocks, right? I would have to walk that whole 10 blocks. I'd still be hungry at the end. Men need ego. We have to go from failure to failure to failure to failure to failure. And then everything that we are judged by is based on what we can actually do. You got to do something. You don't have to do anything. You just have to get dressed. Or even better yet, don't get dressed. Walk out there naked. You really win it. So you don't need an ego. We require an ego. You have to have an ego to say, I'm that nigga, even though you experience setback after setback after setback. You need that mentality to eventually prevail. Whereas a woman with that mentality, there's no utility to it. It's only damaging to the relationship.
I can see that. I feel like women had to probably like have an ego because we do outnumber men here.
In Atlanta?
Everywhere in the world.
Okay. But in Atlanta, y'all got the fruitcakes too. So I'm probably,
Yeah, we really
I need to
outnumber.
really pull up to the mall, see what it do, huh?
For what? What you want to see?
These hoes. These hoes, especially the thick ones. I heard they super thick out here. Probably them fakies though, huh?
Yeah, you like a BBL body?
I hate
BBL,
nah,
Trizzy.
man. I like mine, all jelly. You hear me? So a couple stretch marks because it was growing. You dig?
Mhm.
Yeah, I like it al natural.
All right,
Yeah.
I hear that.
Yeah, I know you got a couple of them out here.
Yeah, definitely.
All jelly,
this,
huh?
This still the South.
Yeah. Okay.
Still the South. Don't get it twisted.
I might have to cut up then. Go ahead.
Brian Michael comes in with $20, says, such a beautiful body, why tainted with tattoos?
I guessing he's asking you that.
I just heard the beautiful body part. Thank you.
All right, she got her hood tattoo right here. It say West Side Dimmer Lane.
Wow.
It's a
Do
Crip
you
Killer
have
right
any?
here. Yeah, I got Thug Life tattooed across my stomach. That's about it.
Let me see.
Nah, I don't have no tattoos. So yeah, what's that answer? Or are you just skipping that
pads?
one? No, not about the knee pads.
I was about to say,
No,
that's
we
the
got carpet.
curtain.
You don't even need knee pads. We got carpet. But bro said you have such a beautiful body. Why taint it with tattoos?
Just to be honest, I haven't gotten a tattoo in over 10 years. So this did all happen when I was younger, and it was for an image. I was doing music and I was writing music. So I thought this is what an artist looked like.
Fair enough.
But I don't regret it.
Yeah.
I don't.
You're a rapper then or a singer?
Yeah, I was a rapper.
Word? You got some bars?
I do.
You want to just drop some bars real quick or how?
You put me on the spot.
I mean, you don't have to. I'm just saying if you had some bars and you say, look, I drop some bars, I'm down to hear them.
Okay. I mean,
We can skip. Go in then.
right now.
I mean, as opposed to when? I mean, in the middle of Neverwary, it don't matter.
Okay.
Yeah, if you go ahead.
Can't now bitch stun on me, not one. I was born with my body done. With a pretty ass face, you know I'm eating, bitch. Y'all hoes on Ramadan. This ain't Gucci, this a body con. I'm the 1 plus 99. And now don't play by me. So I ain't taking no disrespect of any kind.
Okay. Shout out. This is much better than the last rapper we asked to rap. Did you see that? Shout out to my girl Callie. She cool as hell, but them bars wasn't shit. Shout out to them bars.
Keep going, Callie. Keep going. Don't listen to him.
Yo, niggas
Like-
sitting in the group chat and said, get the off the mic. Yeah. That's crazy. Shout out to Callie. I like Shorty. Those were some good bars.
Thank you.
Yeah, you wrote those?
Yeah, I was a songwriter. But that's the only money I ever made in the industry was
Okay.
writing for TV shows. But when I try to be an artist,
Okay.
it didn't work out for me.
Yeah. Well, those were respectable bars because consistently I find that women are not great comedians because they're not really that funny and they bars be garbage because their bars are always like just about like all sex.
Yeah.
Those were some good bars. I appreciate that.
it. Thank you.
And I say that sincerely because I will look you dead in your eyes. And
I know you will.
That was good. Okay, shout out. Let's see what they said. Somebody put she's a super thug. What the? Okay, somebody put respectable bars. That's what I was looking for. Is respectable bars. Okay, there we go. Very
Who said
good.
I was a super thug? I'm
Still-
giving thug right now.
I think they're saying that because there's another girl we call Thug.
Okay.
Shout out to Thug, by the way, if you watching. Little red bone tatted up, and so
Okay.
we call her Thug.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I think he was just
Like,
keeping
oh,
it
sure.
going.
Cute.
Right, right.
We have Irvin coming in through Venmo. Says peace to the saints tuition.
Shout out to Irvin. I think was that Irvin from the LA section. I guess you wouldn't even know which section he's from. Yeah, I wasn't trying to say his whole government like that though, but that's all good, my boy. He just throwing the government out on wax. That's crazy. That's crazy, bro. Anyways, ladies and gents, send in your comments, questions. We're winding down right now. Oh yeah. And one thing we want to do is, do you want your IG in the description? Anything like that? Places people can reach you? Yeah.
Please.
Okay. So we'll make sure we put your IG in the description. Anything else you want us to drop in there? Any products or services you have that you
well-
want known?
Well, they doing all right. But I have a pedicab company and
Okay.
things like that.
Word.
That I'm working on.
Congratulations.
Right. So
Yeah.
I'm starting Beltline tours coming soon.
Okay. What's the belt line?
The Beltline is a popular area
Okay.
for walking and seeing all the graffiti. I know you've seen all the graffiti and stuff like that.
Nah, I might check it
I'm
out.
gonna take you one day.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. God willing.
So yeah, just little side endeavors.
Okay.
I feel like I got it though. I feel
Good.
like I got it. God's will.
Well, congratulations. I like to hear people earning well and trying new things, being ambitious. We definitely support that. We'll get that link for her IG in the description. It's not in there right now. We're going to put that in there before things close out. And any closing message you have as we wind down?
I've had fun with you.
Good.
I didn't know how this was gonna go.
Uh-huh.
I was nervous. My friends was like, "Don't go."
What? Why they say that?
It was like, "You're gonna chew my ass out," and whatever. I was
Chew
like,
your
"Yeah."
ass out. They.
just,
I
you
ain't asked
know.
what your fantasy is. I said what they say was gonna
They said you were
happen.
gonna bully me. And I was
They
like,
think
"Nah,
I'm a bully.
You're mean,
Are they girls or guys?
girls."
Those girls said this.
Yeah.
You should.
I
Bring,
showed them a few of your clips, and I was like, "Hey, I'm gonna chat with this guy." And they
Uh-huh.
was like, "Don't go."
and they hey, they smarter than most people because people be getting brave and shit. I be shocked. I'm like, why y'all be thinking y'all could show up and win? Like, don't nobody win.
I came here and peace.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
crazy. People be
White
confident as
friends.
hell till they show up. Shout out to those friends. There's a
I
level
didn't
of
want to go
wisdom.
back and forth with you.
Yeah,
I was not
wouldn't
about
want
to be a clip.
Yeah, hey.
Too late. No, sometimes
Yeah.
like you're just little clips, your little shorts, it just be
Yeah.
intense. I'd be like, sheesh, get her
Yeah.
out of there.
Right.
See if she's okay. Golly.
Yeah.
You be going in. Oh, you gotta go in like that. Why?
You know, honestly, it's
You call women names.
I be meaning it too, though.
I know.
Yeah, I be
I know.
meaning it,
That
yeah.
shit from the throat.
Yeah. Some people
Bimbo.
yeah, they try to like create viral moments, but I never try to create a viral moment. Like if I really feel a kind of way,
Right.
I just let people know what it is. And I think a lot of these rascals on the internet, like if they were talking to a dude,
Yeah.
they wouldn't be like that. You know what I'm saying?
I also feel like y'all choose a lot of the same girls, and I'm saying not just you, but the
Not
other,
they
your
choose them-
colleagues,
see,
the freshmen.
said my colleagues. This is
Your-
very
your guys.
professional environment here. My colleagues.
I feel like y'all do go after the OnlyFans and the prostitutes, and y'all just chew
Nah.
their asses up.
Nah, you know
It's-
what? They self-select, right? So it's this in this industry, women request to come on, and women are flaky. So maybe 30 might request to come on and 8 show up. And those are the 8 that are crazy and have a OF and what have you. So that's just how the cookie crumbles because of the industry. You're in an industry based on attention, potential for fame, clout. And so the personalities that seek that are the ones that pursue and show up. I've invited a multitude of people. What I think is unique in my case, there's a discussion I had with an older Black woman. She's a professor at UNLV. But here's the thing, you might have never seen that one because people don't watch it and they don't click the like and they don't share that one, right? So those conversations don't ever get viewed, right?
Mhm.
So
I'm not saying you're not a nice guy. You've been very nice
no,
to
I'm
me
not.
thus
I am not
thus
nice.
far.
I've never once in my whole life described myself as nice. I've never also ever tried to
You're
be
kind.
nice. Thank you. I appreciate that. And I'm gonna keep it a bean. You know, some people like they're Sharp. I don't know if he's still employed with No Jumper, but you know, that fake pimp named Sharp dude think he Black, but he really like some other shit. Who knows? Like you got bitch ass niggas like that they'll talk reckless to a broad.
Yeah.
But if it's a dude, all of a sudden they be polite as hell.
Right.
Like, see, I'm not like that.
You
You know,
talk reckless to everybody. Everybody could get it.
I'm gonna just keep it a bean, whoever it is, right? And that's one thing I don't respect is like you actually have a lot of people who actually do hate women. Like they have a problem with women.
People think that about most guys with podcasts.
Right,
That
right.
y'all, hate women.
I love women and women love me. So I'm just trying to like really put them in the best position so that they can get what they deserve. You know, a woman deserves to be loved. She deserves to be taken care of. She deserves to be provided for. She deserves to be protected
Right.
if she can follow a program. Now, if she can't follow a program, she's a fall down bitch, you know? So, you know, that is what that is.
Another question. So you would never date a woman with the OnlyFans ever?
Date, not on purpose. Like if I mess around and like, for some strange reason, she like tricked me and I end up skeeting in there and she got my seed, I'll give her a chance at that point.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I give her a chance, but I be trying to avoid it like a mug.
Okay.
Yeah.
What
yeah.
else do you avoid?
I avoid single mothers. I avoid overweight women. I avoid broke women. I avoid women who
I
can't
thought
listen.
men didn't care about women's money though.
Men. Marquette Devon Burton does not like you to be broke.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't like broke women because their imagination is limited. So,
Yeah,
you know what I'm
one of
saying?
your little shorts. They
What?
a rich woman versus a broke woman.
Yeah. What can a broke woman, like, she can't even comprehend what I'm trying to do. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, she be thinking poor, like, ugh. You know what I'm saying? I need a woman that like when I'm looking at a house and I'm like, oh yeah, I like this one. This one got 8,000 square feet. It got the owner's suite. It has like a sitting room. It has a walk-in closet. I want her to be like, yeah, but it doesn't have a dressing room. You hear me? Like, I want her to be like, yeah, but it doesn't have a bidet. Like, I want her to say some wild, unnecessary shit that increase my ambition. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
definitely.
Yeah. I want her to like keep
But
pushing
you
to that
want
next.
something.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I get it.
I don't like these broke hoes that can't, Yeah. Yeah. I don't like broke hoes. It's disgusting. Just like these chicks want a baller. Like, yeah, me too. In a real way. Yeah.
You are entitled to that.
Right? I deserve it.
You deserve it.
We have Quat coming in to support and Venmo on Venmo.
Shout out to Quad. Shout out to Quad supporting the work. We appreciate you.
He said peace to the saints, bro.
In a real way. Peace to the saints.
And we have Frank sending in support through PayPal. This is a show of mastery and communication. Tuition. Plus, shout out to the man behind the computer doing great work.
That'd be funny as hell if you just shout out yourself and hear what you say.
Right.
This man was like, let me make sure I keep a job. This man crazy. That's wild.
We also have Parth coming in through Venmo. I'm seeing a young woman who is cultural, cooks, puts in effort, and is grateful for me. I'm concerned that her father is a weak male who has physically and verbally abused her and her mother.
Dang.
He has zero respect for him and wants her mother to leave him. Please advise me.
Wow.
Okay. I have the utmost respect for my father. Actually, we're close. We're good. He lives in New York. I wish he did stay here in Georgia, but our situation is different. My dad did do 25 years in prison.
That's hella long.
Yeah.
That's
So
hella long.
it's a little bit different, but he was never an absent father, even when he was in prison. He was still sending gifts and calling us on our birthdays and want us tell us, our grades and all that. So he was never absent. He just wasn't there. But he still loved us. And when he got out, he tried to make up for it. And all I could do is appreciate that. And my mother, that's my girl. That's my girl. She stay around the corner.
For me or from you? I was about to say, tell her to pull up. That'd be a hell of an interview. That'd be a hell of an interview.
My mom's totally different from me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
She gonna show up with the knee pads then, since you didn't.
Oh my. My mama got a man. She's
You
all
got a
right.
man? All
Yep,
right.
yep.
Shout out to her mama. Shout out to her mama.
Hey, Edward. He's been around for a long time. So, yeah.
Call blood Edward.
But I appreciate the comment. But I have the utmost respect for both of my parents, and I feel like they raised me. That's the woman you see today. That's the woman you compliment. So thank you.
That's very nice. I love to see people have regard for parents and family. That's very important. Respect. With regards to what Parth said, he says he's dating a young lady who is cultural, who serves him, but her father has been physically and verbally abusive to her and the mother. And she's encouraging the mother to leave. That's a tough one, because sometimes when we hear things interpreted, we don't really know what's true. And like, for example, when I was a young man, I could observe that my mother was maybe not the easiest person to get along with. But when I became a real man and moved out and had enough experience and wisdom, I could see like, no, there's no one that could survive being with my mother. She's a lovely mother. No, she's
I thought you was about to say something else.
No, she's a lovely mother. So if you're like, as a son, she had just recently, she actually came over, cooked breakfast for me, Zudord, and another employee, cleaned up the whole studio. She's a great mother. Okay. Probably the worst wife you would ever imagine. Yeah, complain.
It doesn't go hand in hand?
No.
If you're going to clean and cook and feed your children, you won't do that for your man?
That's a good question for the Black women of America. Right? That's a good question. Yeah. Because they look at the child that came out of them as something that they need to take care of. They look at the man as something that needs to take care of them. So the idea is, I'll do whatever for my kids, but my husband, I'm going to judge him based on what he does for me. And ironically, that's completely backwards, because really you should prioritize your husband over your kids. Yes. The reason you
prioritize, what I was taught.
Right? Absolutely. That's the right way. But with regards to Parth's situation, number one, you don't know if the father really is what the daughter's describing him as. I know young ladies I've dated who have said their father's a terrible guy because he cheated on the mom. And I was like, he paid for your college. He was always there for you every day. Like he lived in your home and played his part. I think it's fine.
So
Well, he broke my
disregard,
mom's
he
heart.
broke up a happy home and
Well, he
routine.
didn't. No, he didn't break up a happy home. The mother broke up a happy home because she found out he's cheated and then she divorced him, destroyed the family. When really she could have just kept playing her part and let him keep playing his part.
Do you believe like men get divorced, like they will divorce their woman if they find someone else? Like
I think
Men
weak
leave-
men. I think weak men do that.
Okay.
I think weak men, undisciplined men, perverted men, immature men do these things. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why you're so solidified in the fact that men could, see more than one woman because they won't.
If you're an honorable, reasonable, disciplined man, you take care of that which is yours. If I get you pregnant, you're mine. I don't want you to have babies by nobody else. I don't want my kids to be around strange men. You're mine. You follow my program, you will be provided for. The only reason you will not be provided for is when you mess up. Not when I have another woman or another two women. It will be when you screw up that you will be cast out. That's the only reason.
Okay, you saying that's only a strong man's mentality?
That's a real man's mentality. Real men take care of their responsibilities. Like if you're on my program, you're my responsibility.
Yeah, but I don't know. I see, man, I'm not in love with you anymore.
Yeah, I was never on love though.
Well,
I was never.
I don't want you anymore.
Yeah, love was never a factor for me. You feel me? Like if you're
Have
doing,
you ever been in love?
I don't even deal with that.
Oh.
That's not even like a good use of time. You feel me? That's not even a good use of time, because I never base my life on that, and I don't base my choices on that. There are women I love that I told to hit the bricks. You feel me? Because that mouth started popping off, and I was like, "Oh, ooh, who are you talking to?" And then I was, "Oh, you're done," and there's no coming back. And I still love you, but there's no coming back because my principles, values, and morals are much stronger than love, right? So I don't even play games with love. That's for women. Like, yeah, y'all could be in love and feel all that. That's so cute. That's so cute. But we don't even need to deal in that. Like my kids, like more than love. You're my lineage. You're my DNA. You're my name. You're what I'm leaving in the world. You're my offering. And my love, not even the same as the love your mother's going to give you. Like I need you to perform to my sons.
We have Parth coming in with an update. He said,
Bro, this is the update.
I believe her though because most Indian males in my parents' generation are weak. I can 100% believe the physical abuse.
Yeah, me
her
too.
mother doesn't want to leave.
Oh, they Indian? I definitely believe it.
And that's a beautiful thing though, that mother doesn't want to leave because that's how a woman should be in her marriage.
Even if she get her ass whooped?
I think that's a reason to leave, but the inclination should be to not leave. So her mother is completely
Y'all are impossible.
no, her mother is correctly calibrated, which is to stay in a marriage because a marriage is a lifetime contract. However, I think one of the great times if a woman must ever leave, I think a great time to leave is when you start putting his foot in your ass. I think that's a great time to start packing your bags. One thing I will advise in terms of Parth is that it's not necessarily your role or even her daughter's role to facilitate her exit out of her marriage. If she asks for help or needs help to do that when she's made her own decision, then of course you support her. But it's nothing that you would push her to, and it's nothing that you would try to override her decision making. You just support her in that decision. That is the mother. But his question is about the daughter, I would think, right? So what was his initial question with regards to the daughter? Did you already archive that or you got that?
No,
Okay. Y'all got to get the likes up. That's crazy. This is pure ism. This is that pure uncut.
Oh no, it was precisely about the mother.
About what to do with that?
Yeah.
Yeah, mind your own
Other
damn
people's
business.
business.
Yeah, mind your own business. And be happy, and be thankful that your parents weren't in that situation. You can care about people, but they got to care about themselves. Yeah.
It's because the father is also abusing
The daughter.
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, then you need to get that daughter. If you want to hold on to that daughter and that daughter is ready to make a move, you need to get her extracted out of that situation. Because she's just going to be taking on more and more damage. And one thing I always remind you guys of is a man that's had a lot of experiences makes him wise. A woman who's had a lot of experience makes her scarred. So you got to extract her from that situation. That's funny. She laughing at women being scarred. That's terrible. Why is that funny?
Versus knowledgeable.
Yeah, but women might gain some knowledge, but because they have a trauma and negative emotion, it's not going to allow them to operate more effectively in the world. It'll cause them to operate, in a more broken way, in a more defensive, cautious, fearful way, instead of being more shrewd and, more strategic.
That's what y'all think, right?
That's what we know. That's what we know. Like,
Wow.
You guys like to think that you're Xena, warrior princess. Like, nah, like
I used to
y'all
love
are.
that show.
That shit was fire. Though,
Right?
right? That was crazy. I don't know why it was so fire. And wanted to smash on the
She
low,
was pretty.
but
Even her little sidekick, that little blonde girl.
but you guys like to think that you're Xena, warrior princess, when really you're just a female, which means like,
Just a girl.
yeah, that's all y'all are. And you like to think that you like Chung Li or something, but it's
Oh,
not
we just
true.
like to think we're just as human as y'all. That's it.
Y'all are.
We came out of a coochie just like y'all did, and we got a heart and liver and all that. We just have
Right.
different parts here. So we just like to think we can reason the way you guys reason. But if we can't, maybe I'm wrong.
Right.
Maybe I'm freaking wrong. Maybe the fact that we have a coochie
Right.
done fuck some shit up here, so
Yeah.
we're not able to operate
For
when
sure.
we have experience after experience after
Mhm.
experience, versus y'all excelled with all these experience and you
No.
become the great big man that you are today.
Right.
But I'm just like, okay,
That
we
sounds about
both
right.
we both ain't human.
We both are human. We both are human, but you guys are maybe a little more animal-like.
I'd say it's the other way around. Y'all more animal like.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, let's think
Yeah.
about it.
I don't know. Go ahead.
We have the regime coming in. He says, if you've always had this fear of being a single mom with no help, or a married single mom, that doesn't that suggest that there's a deeper issue at play?
Whose fear is that?
It's for you.
I never said I feared any. I never even said single mother this
I don't
whole
think
time.
she did. I don't, did she say that? Yeah. I don't recall it.
I know I'm not going to be a single mother.
You might not be a mother at all.
I am. Thank you.
You are going to be a
Mr.
mother.
Bear. Yeah,
So
thank
now you
Mr.
didn't
Bear.
change your mind, because before you said it was up in the air. Those were your
It's
exact
out of my
words.
control.
Is it?
It is. It's out of my control. I can't just choose whatever man I want to be like, hey, you come here.
That's ironic,
Let's
because
get
you
married
actually
and have a baby.
you actually can do that. That's the funny part. You actually can do that. That is actually within your control. What?
Okay.
Do you know how many women have tried to
Easier
get?
saying than doing, but thank you.
No, it's within your control. Believe that.
Okay.
In fact, your
If it
whole
was in my
life.
control, I would have been controlled. I've controlled it by now. That's all I'm saying. If it was up to me,
What's
and
the
like I
hard? Wait,
said-
what's the hard part?
choosing the right man.
Choosing the
Every
right
man ain't the right man. And like I said, I want when I
Okay,
have
so-
my son, I want him to look up to his dad like, yeah. Okay.
So you've already
mom did the
had
right thing.
many years of choosing the wrong man. Would you let me choose your next man for you? Yeah.
Yeah, I
Okay.
trust you.
No, okay. All right. All right. We'll see what's up. I'll keep on reporting back to you guys.
Oh,
But I
God.
just got to let you know he gonna already have one wife. Is that cool?
Oh wow. Okay.
Okay.
Let me try it
No,
out.
there
I'm
you go.
open.
Try it out.
Parth sends in another update.
Okay.
Says,
He said
"So,
another
I
update.
advise the daughter to mind her own business and do not facilitate the divorce. I was curious about whether I should pursue the daughter."
That's what I thought it was. Yeah. Look, Parth, I say never throw away an asset. And if right now she's operating as an asset, I would carry on with her. But you really need to learn this woman. people harbor a lot of things, and what you need to figure out is how her resentment toward her father, or how, you know, anything lurking under that surface is going to affect you or come out and attack you. I remember one time I was dating a Mexican girl, 100% Mexican, father Mexican, mother Mexican, and she used to speak well of her mother and father's relationship. Oh, you know, my mom still wakes up every day and she irons my dad's work shirt, and like all these stories about how traditional her mother and father are. And then this happened. So we met in university and we dated for 2 years during university. And then she goes into this liberal program called Teach for America. And I remember she was living in Miami, and then I flew out to Miami to visit her. And mind you, I grew up traditional too. Like I never had to wash a dish. I never had to cook a meal one time. It was not expected. So I remember I was at her apartment, and then she had went to work or went to go do something. She had made me breakfast, and then she got back and she's like, "Are you hungry?" I was like, "I'm starving." And she was like, "You didn't make yourself anything?" I was like, "Hell nah, I was waiting for you." She was like, "You're waiting for me? Like you couldn't make yourself anything?" I was like, "No, I was waiting for you." And she was kind of off of this, like, "Oh, well, I just got back from work and you were waiting for me. You couldn't make yourself something." And then that's when I realized she didn't want to be your mother. She would speak so well of her mother, but she didn't want to be her mother. And then she goes into this whole feminist bit of like, "Oh, you know, like I was working, you're just like my dad." And then I was confused as hell because I was like, "I thought you liked your dad and I thought you respected your mom. I am just like your dad. That's why I thought you were the right match for me, because I'm just like your dad. I'm a traditional man." I actually happen to like ironing my own stuff, because I'm feel like I'm better at it. But I am like your dad. And then that's when I realized what her real program was, and that she was actually in rebellion against her dad. And she spoke well of her dad, but she really didn't want the traditional life that her mother and father have, which even though they're happily married and still are to this day, and she'd been bouncing from relationship to relationship, she went from being a traditional Mexican woman, which is what she was raised in, and she became a liberal white woman. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, I say that to say this to you, Parth, which is you really got to figure out who Shorty is, and you'll usually figure that out through her conflict strategy. How does she behave when she's in conflict or in a disagreement or something like that? You good? Okay. All right. Okay. You got any? Okay, go ahead.
Ashkai sends in $15. Black women are marrying a non-black man because you do not contribute well to society at all. And you prioritize gang culture.
Damn.
AKA tattoos.
Damn. Wait,
This is what you encourage?
Okay, he writes, black women are marrying non-black men because you do not contribute well to society. He's talking about black men?
Women
Oh,
don't contribute well to society.
okay. Oh, and you prioritize gang culture.
The tattoos.
Oh, he's saying that's why black men don't marry black women? I just want.
Women are marrying oh, he's talking about black men.
Yeah, that's the way I read that.
Yeah.
Right? I read this as black women are marrying non-black men because you, I assume he's talking about me, black men do not contribute well to society at all. And you prioritize gang culture. I assume he's talking about black males.
He was talking about me because I had the tattoos. Gang culture.
I'll put that in the tattoo.
This is what's happening.
Right. So Akshay, I hope we didn't misinterpret your question, but I'll tell you this. Number one, black women are not marrying in high numbers non-black men. That's just not factual. That's not supported by the data. Number two, the black females who marry non-black men, I think it's probably more a function of them seeking higher income men, or seeking men who may not be as domineering, is my guess. But I think certainly the financial aspect is key, as black males are generally not economically empowered. And then you say that black males do not contribute well to society. You write at all. I think maybe you're not an American, or your English is a little atypical. But I agree with you there. I think black males don't make significant contributions to society or even the black community. And he writes, and you prioritize gang culture. I don't know that that's necessarily true, but I think black males find an appeal to urban street criminal culture, maybe not even like the practice of, but just the appearance of. So I think that is sensible. And I thank you for sharing that. And if we misinterpreted that, feel free to clarify. Shout out to Jasmine. She writes, Marquette, I had a dream about you last month. I know you got that demon D. Yo, shout out to Jasmine. She know what it do. You hear me? She trying to steal me away from you. You better play your game. Yeah, she said hi. Or shout out to Jasmine. No, I'm trying to peep this picture. You hear me? I'm over here trying to.
She thick.
You think she thick? Oh, you think she thick in a bad way?
No.
Okay.
I know this lady.
I'm trying to see what it do. Shout out to Jasmine. Somebody dropped my IG. It's Marquette Devon. Instagram.com/Marquette Devon. Drop my IG in the chat. I'm expanding my family. Applications are welcomed. Carrying on. Shout out to New Regime. Right. Have you considered that your perception of Black men as unavailable might stem from an internal bias / low regard for them? Could this mindset be causing you to overlook the very opportunities you are seeking?
I'm not denying that. I'm not. I have a vision in my head of what I want my man to be and what I want him to provide. And it may be a little skewed. I don't know. And I'm only saying I don't know because I never had the real.
You ain't the only one. Let me ask you a question I often ask. If a man's sexual performance is below average, you know what I'm about to ask?
I just had the situation.
Oh, really? What happened?
And that was something I wasn't willing to compromise on. I know.
This is a Black brother?
I know. And this was about to be my husband.
Oh, really? That's crazy.
And I gave it a few tries. I was like, because when I become a wife, that's it. I don't see no other man. I'm your biggest cheerleader. It's us. We locked in. And, everyone wants to be pleased. At least a little bit.
Not everyone, but most people. Yes, that's correct. Most people.
Well, I do.
Yeah, right. There's a better way to state it. And
I went back and forth with myself. I fought with myself, but it wasn't something I was willing to compromise on. Especially if this is not going to be an open relationship, nothing like that. Like, I don't know. Yeah. It makes me more. I've seen good sex keep bad relationships together. So imagine what it'd do for a thriving one.
That was so evil. That is so evil. I'm gonna pray for this young lady right here.
I feel like I shouldn't have shared that.
Pray for this young lady right here. No, that was real. That was real.
And I had to be real with myself. I could have.
Yeah.
I'm not a ghosting person. I'm gonna talk to you.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a conversation.
Did you ever tell him like, yo, the pipe?
Yeah, we had a conversation.
Piping.
Yeah, we had a conversation.
Word?
Yes.
Was he shocked or was he like, damn, not again, not again?
Attitude.
Word? What, he got an ED or something?
I don't know what the ED is.
Erectile dysfunction.
Oh, he got erect.
It just wasn't.
It wasn't much there.
Oh, shit. Yo, like, wait, he wasn't doing much or he just didn't have enough to work with?
There. It wasn't.
He didn't have enough to work with.
He did not have.
That's rough.
Enough to work with.
I heard chicks say it's not about the size of the, what they say, it's about the motion in the ocean.
But you need a boat.
Damn. He messing up our positive stereotypes. That's what get me mad. You know what I'm saying?
Every Black man is not a Mendingo.
That's crazy.
Sorry.
Don't say that out loud. Edit that part out. Edit that part out. Like, we ain't gonna have that.
I tried.
Ain't no way.
I still feel bad.
You should feel bad. That's crazy.
You know why though? Why?
Was he small in stature? What was his height?
With my heels on, we was at
See, I mean,
so he's 5'10".
Okay,
but I'm not a stickler for height. And
I'm just trying to find an excuse. I was like, maybe all like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I try to find
if he was 4'11", then I'm like, well, it makes sense because he's a small person. That's crazy. Well, that's a pity. That's a pity. And that's why I
could you deal with a woman that didn't please you sexually?
You know,
if she had your baby?
In my limited experience with women. In my limited experience with women, I've only dealt with one woman that comes to mind to where I was in there and I was like, yo, what is this? Where's the walls at? No. I've only had that one time.
That's a thing.
Yeah. I was like, yo, this is Where is the walls? And that was a funny situation. It was a really funny situation. She was fine as hell too. That was the sad part. Fine as all get
Miles
out.
was husband material.
Yeah.
That was the sad part.
Yeah.
He was ready for whatever I was ready for.
Shorty she was not wifey material. She was just fine. She was like so fine that women be like, yeah, she fine. But it was
She was black.
She's a mixed little thing. I don't know what she was mixed with. But the funny thing, I was at home for a break from college, and I was walking through the mall, and gorgeous little female walk up to me, and she was like, "Hey, Marquette," and I was like, "Yo," I was like, "Who are you?" And she was like, "You don't remember me?" And I was like, "There's no way I know you. Like, there's no way, because I would for sure remember you." And she was like, "You don't remember me?" I was like, "Shorty, you don't know me. I would remember you." And she was like, "I had the biggest crush on you in middle school," and I was like. And then I remembered her. She was an underclassman. I was in the 8th grade. She was in 7th. And my girlfriend at the time was bad, but not this bad. But when you're a little kid, you're like, oh, I'm in the 8th grade. I can't date no 7th grader because you're dumb. And so she told me, she was like, look, I've had a crush on you since forever. I have a boyfriend now, but like, take my number. I took her number and we had shot a couple of texts. And she's basically like, look.
How did you feel about that?
About what?
She gave you her number when she had a boyfriend.
This is my whole life though. I already I already know what it is. There's some positions you can fill in a woman's heart and life that no one else will ever be able to fill. And that's why I always encourage women to be chaste and to be pure and to have limited experience. Because a quick story within a story, and I'm gonna get back to the main one. There's one young lady I knew from high school. She had lived in North Carolina. She moved to LA to become a model, and she was beautiful. And I took her virginity. And I remember there was a time as an adult, I needed some bread, and I hit her. I was like, yo, like, I need this amount of money. And she was like, okay. She was like, but I got to send it to this person. And then this person got to send it to you because it's coming from my joint account. And I want my husband to see I'm sending a man money, which is to say that even while she's married and has a child, she'll send me her money. And if I told her, come here, I need to take that down, she gonna come through and I'm gonna take it down like a hitman. Now I don't, because I don't like to be doing all that, but I can't, because I am implanted in her psyche, because I was like that first guy that she ever was obsessed with, and she never stopped being obsessed. So that's why it's important for a woman to have limited experience, because, you know, some things they like.
Worried
and they
about the
never
man
let
in
go.
her psyche.
What's that?
It's important for a woman to have limited experience.
Limited.
Because you worried about the man in her
Me?
psyche. Not you
Me?
in particular. Not you in particular.
Yeah, no, because I ain't tripping. Because I'm going to know everything that's in her psyche. You dig? Yeah, before we start dropping seeds and all that extra stuff, I'm already know everything that's in her psyche. But yeah, you don't want them in there. Like, and with this shorty, she was fine as all. And if she wasn't so fine, I might have even let this slide. And I was a young ball too. I was like 20. So I'm slinging dick. I'm slinging dick. You listen. And so she texted me and she was like, look, I got a man, but I always wanted you. And I'm a big girl now. And like, you could finally see me. So like, what's up? I was like, yo, pull up. Went, thought I was about to tear her up, but I was just like, yo, what is this? What the hell? Where? And it just didn't make no sense. I was like, is this like a medical issue? It's garbage.
Oh, wow.
That was terrible. And, sent her back home to her man after that and never had to talk to her again. But there's those guys in that position in your girl's psyche, and you can't never beat that guy. Like, her man could never beat me. She knew me when she was a child, and she used to look up to me like, he's the most popular guy in the school. He's the president of the school. Like, everybody wants to be like him. He dressed, like, you can't beat that. That's like a kid fantasy that she finally got in real life. You know what I'm saying? Like, he could never beat that. So, you don't want that. You want to deal with a girl that don't have that psychological complex with another man.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Get them pure. Get that fresh water.
Fresh water.
Caught up? Fantastic. What advice would you give men to say, like, this is the kind of woman you want to avoid, or this is something you want to avoid, if you give them one tip?
Pay attention to red flags. A lot of guys out here, I feel like they like to play victim.
The guys do.
Yeah,
Dang.
definitely.
You be victimizing niggas out here?
No.
Okay.
from stuff I read and
Mhm.
hear. Like, well, she only wanted me for my money and she only did it. I feel like she started off on that note.
Probably.
Come on now.
Yeah, probably.
It was like you chose to avoid those red flags. So my advice to guys dating out here, pay attention to the red flags and act on those red flags immediately.
Mhm.
Don't let it get 3 months in and she asked me to pay her rent again. She asked you to
Mm.
pay the first month.
You talking about in Atlanta in specific, be having them
Overall,
like that? Overall.
if you out
okay.
here simping.
Mm-hmm.
Overall.
I need to rent me a piece of shit car and just rent me a piece of shit car in Atlanta and just pull up on a little bitty. You heard me? And if I catch her in that car, then we good. You feel me? That's what I'm gonna do. That's what I'm gonna do while I'm out here. That's what I'm gonna do. Okay, good. I think that was good advice.
I think so.
I think that was very good advice.
think so.
Yeah. Check her out. Her IG is going to be in the description. And just for those of you who would like to hear, what's your IG?
Lisa Lambo, all together, Lysa Lambo.
Lysa Lambo. Lisa Lambo. Now, I hate to have to ask you this, but do you have a Lambo?
I do not. But the name rolls off the
it's
tongue.
Beautiful.
doesn't
It's
it?
beautiful. It does roll off the tongue. It does. It does. Is a Lambo your favorite car?
It was.
It was, but now it's a Toyota. No, what's your favorite car? I'm just saying, maybe you made
I
some
don't have a
adjustments. You're
favorite
like, I
car
need to-
anymore. That's not
Okay.
important to me anymore.
But you would accept a Lambo happily.
Yeah, sure would.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Lisa Lambo on IG. Check her out. Nice young lady. Sweet young lady. Mm-hmm. Yeah, cool people. Good stuff. I appreciate you coming. Very brave of you. Indeed. And tell your friends I said what it do. And tell your friends.
He's nice, y'all.
Yeah, I don't be bullying people. I'm going to bully your punk ass friends when I see them, but I don't be bullying people. I don't be bullying people. That's crazy.
Gotta be nice.
Yeah, shit. Anyways, ladies and saints, until next time.
Bye, y'all.